Did you know?
What? Did you know?
There's new rules for sleeping.
Are you talking? Have you read a bunch of Jordan Peterson books, and that's
No.
why you're coming at this?
No,
It
Jesus.
sounds like exactly that kind of thing.
No, okay. It's just, when you're sleeping, you just
You're
have to...
a lobster.
Yeah, you're a lobster. I honestly, I wrote... This happened to me, last Monday,
Yeah.
so it's hard to remember. But I just remember all night waking up, in the middle of the night, every hour, going, these new rules are bullshit. As if someone imposed a rule that you can only sleep for 1 hour at a time. So that your dream resets every time. Oh. And I was straight up... But then the fucking thing I realized, I wasn't waking up every hour. I was lucid dreaming. where every single time, every hour of real-time sleep I was having, it would reset and I'd wake up in my bed but then fall back asleep and immediately I was teleporting myself around. So yeah, it was fucking stupid.
So wait, you weren't actually waking up, you were just
I was being a...
You were waking up in the dream.
Yeah, but it looked like in the dream it felt like I was doing some cool shit. Yeah. And then it was just cool, I'd blink and then I'd be in my bed and I'd be like, shit!
But you were also still asleep.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was stupid.
It's great. Inception.
Oh yeah, I incepted myself 5 times because I kept going to sleep in my dream.
Yeah. We need to go deeper.
We need to take melatonin in the dream.
You get to the bottom of your dream and it's just a fucking pile of Ona holes, and they're like, this is his totem. He knows exactly the depth and feel of the Ona hole, so if he's in someone else's dream...
I had to whip my dick out and start trying to fuck every flashlight I see. And go my dick's reaching further than it should be.
I knew
this is a bump I don't recognize.
God damn. I'm so fucking stupid. Anyway, in case you didn't know, this is the Media Hole Podcast, is a weekly podcast in which me and Ian talk about news and entertainment and other things. Yeah. And comics and shit. I don't know.
What's
This is episode 100 and something.
102.
Something like that.
Yeah.
This is a 2-year anniversary, maybe.
Probably, because we missed...
This week or next week.
We didn't miss a single week for 90 episodes. And
then we missed 2 weeks in 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It probably adds up.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do? Well,
yeah.
Welly too well.
Yeah. H.G. Wells.
More like HQ. Well is coming back to for season 3. Didn't she say season 4 or something for some reason?
Didn't I say season 4?
I don't know. I feel like they also said season 4, implying that they are saying that the comics are season 3 or whatever.
No, I think they said season 3. I remember saying season 4 because I was referring to the comics as season 3. In the trailer, which was mostly still images, she says, "Let the eat, bang, kill tour start." So I think they're gonna be literally in the show, be and then the comics happen now.
Yeah, or maybe they recorded that a long time ago, and they thought they were gonna animate the eat, bang, kill tour. I don't know. I hope they don't fucking pull that bullshit, though, where it's just oh, let's just animate it now. And it's fuck you.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, what's the point of the comic, then?
Yeah. It's
to read it, a year before? Fuck you.
Nice. But yeah, it's going to come out next year. And then Young Justice Season 4 Phantoms. So what was annoying is this wasn't on any of the things we were looking at last week. But Young Justice Season 4 Phantoms, they dropped the first 2 episodes on the day.
Yeah.
And now it's coming out every week on Thursdays, I think?
Thursday, yeah.
Did you watch the first 2? I watched the 10 minutes
I watched
video.
I watched all the episodes out now.
Oh, wow, nice.
I watched them last night.
Is it good?
It's interesting.
Okay.
Superboy has a good line about racism.
That's great. I'm good with that.
But like we were making fun of it because the fucking season starts and they go to Mars like immediately.
Yeah. Okay. I saw like the first 10 minutes. Thing
so, but we were just making fun of how like pretty much the Martians just name everything by separating like the first consonant in your name.
Yeah.
Or like, like your name would be Na'athan.
Yeah.
Because that's like Magan, John Jones.
Yeah.
And we were just making fun of it because it's like every fucking character was doing that. It's like, here's my parent, Jan and Maat. And it's like, oh, so Jan and Matt is your parents' names?
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's probably the joke that they were doing there.
Yeah, but it just got, because it went on for so long.
But that is the way that they're fucking...
Yeah. I think they called, like, Logan, they were like, Ga'ar Fafield. And I think when Connor goes to, like, say, like, hey, I'm Connor Kent, they go, Ka-Honor? And he's like, no, just Connor. So I was like, my name is Ian or some shit. And I was talking to Dan, so I'm like,
it'd be Eon.
Yeah, it would be Eon, yeah. Unfortunately. It would be how, like, every substitute teacher I've ever had says my name.
I''A''N.
Yeah, so Eon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Or Ian.
Because Megan is Magan.
Yeah.
So I think you'd be Eon.
Probably. And then, like, Ben was there, so I was like, Ba'an. Or Ba'en.
Ba'en.
Ollie. Evie.
No, they probably use his full name.
Stefan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's decent. They're setting up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that is how like the beginning of a season of the show
but it's also like I like these characters, but the thing that I liked a lot about Outsiders, and when I was rewatching season 2, I initially didn't like the Blue Beetle stuff.
Yeah,
I do like the 5-year time skip and how they switched to the new young kids.
Yeah,
but now Young Justice is like just Justice League Junior shit.
Yeah,
where it's like, yeah, there's kids around, but mostly we focus on Nightwing and Connor.
It's like in season 3, there's like 3 or 4 teams that get the focus, right? Because there's the team, there's the Justice League,
yeah,
and then there's the Outsiders, and then there's Batman Inc.
Yeah,
which is stupid because Batman Inc. has the members of the comic book team, the Outsiders, and the Outsiders has the members of the comic book team, the Teen Titans.
My favorite fucking part in season 3 is when I can't remember the actual character's name, but Black Lightning figures out that he's just been working for Batman again. The reason why he left the Justice League.
Yeah,
and fucking.
That's like actually great. That's a really good dramatic moment.
It's just normally I didn't really watch these shows as they were coming out.
Yeah.
But so the first 3 episodes are just about Magan, Connor, and Garfield.
Yeah.
And Beast Boy. So we're just on fucking Mars with them, and it's like we don't get anyone else.
It doesn't cut back.
It doesn't cut back at all. It's like one continuous thing.
Yeah, I think.
And I feel like we're gonna get.
It might be one of those things where you might be better off to wait.
Yeah, and we're getting like.
Because those shows are really well done for like binging.
They just did a thing though where it's like they're gonna open it up where like a lot of this season is probably gonna take place on Mars because they made a Zeta tube or whatever the fuck.
Boom tube.
Yeah, boom tube to go between
Earth and Mars.
Earth and Mars, yeah, because it takes a month to travel from Earth to Mars, or from Mars to Earth, either way.
Or both, yeah. Yeah,
so they were like, because the Justice League is trying to like broker peace between like humans on Earth and Mars people.
Yeah,
like pretty much where it's like it'd be common in human society to see like an alien walking around, sort of thing. But then like
it already kind of is.
Yeah, there's like, but then there's like a whole assassination plot going on. They like blow up the tube where it's like, oh no, we almost had the moment.
Yeah.
Where like more characters could show up. Maybe Nightwing would show up, but instead it's just like, no, tube's blown up. Whatever.
Shit's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. I do trust Greg Weisman because I think that the show so far, the first 3 seasons, are fantastic. Yeah. So I think this
there is 3 new characters that show up, but the only reason why I know one of their names is because Dan told me it. Yeah. They have not actually said that character's name, and they are eerie and mysterious. And I won't tell you because...
What's the character's name?
Why would I tell you? You'd instantly know who it is. Or, like, why they're there. You're going to see it. It's Saturn Girl.
Saturn Girl! That's cool.
And she has, like, 2 compatriots with her also, nice. From where they are.
Nice.
The far-off year of 2003.
Well, because that makes sense, because we saw the Legion ring at the end of season 3.
Oh, that's at the end of season 3?
And then it's at the start of the next
I don't know
episode.
what the fuck that ring is, and people kept showing up with it on. Like, they're like, some dude is, like, trying to kill, like, someone.
They're the Legion of Superheroes.
But they keep having the fucking rings on. Yeah, apparently, but they're also being, like, weird villains.
Really?
They're, like, trying to kill... I think they're trying to kill Connor.
Superboy.
Yeah.
Okay, because the Legion of Superheroes are superheroes from the 31st century.
Yes.
Yeah.
30th century.
30th?
What? That's what it said on fucking Wikipedia, but you know.
Yeah. They're cool. The Legion's cool.
Yeah, they look kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, they're all weirdos. Like,
there's
they're
like one dude called
future.
Chameleon Boy, and his power is just quite literally that he's Beast Boy.
Yeah, like, they're just weirdos from the future. There's probably going to be somebody with, like, a really fucking weird-ass power.
I'm sure they're probably, like, some kids from the future who are part of the League of Superheroes or whatever.
Yeah.
But have been manipulated by some third-party villain from the future to say that if you don't go back and kill Connor Kent or McGann or whoever they're actually trying to kill, the world will fall into disarray or something.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like...
But then no one ever thinks about the concepts of time travel and how if the world was going to fall into disarray, it already would have. It's not like they're beings from other...
They already changed the future in this
like
show.
3 times, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, because like they came back in time from the future when the future was fucked because of the Reach, and that's where Bart's
Allen,
from. Yeah. The Impulse, a.k.a. Kid Flash.
Yeah. And then fucked Wally.
Hey, man, he's dead. Somebody's got to wear the suit. He's not using it anymore.
Yeah.
I am also excited to see whether or not our boy Jason Todd shows up and is that character that we saw last season.
Oh, the one that was...
From the League of Assassins.
Mm-hmm. If they drop that threat, I'm going to kill somebody.
I'm going to be so pissed. And I get that Jason did die between season 1 and 2.
It's only been a year as well, though, unfortunately,
it.
So we're not getting Damian Wayne.
Well, Damian's a baby still. Unless they do the tube thing. Unless they do the tube thing.
Maybe, yeah.
Because if you remember, the New 52, the reason Damian's 12 in the New 52 is because he grew up in a tube.
Despite the fact that Batman's only existed for 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he went through 5 Robins.
Yeah.
4. Stephanie
Brown's not Robin anymore.
Yeah, she's the question or whatever.
No, she was always the spoiler, but she was Robin for a little bit of time, and then she was Batgirl, and now she's spoiler. And then, like, in the current thing... So in the New 52, she'd only been spoiler. Now, it is canon that she was Robin. Because we are... Post-Rebirth, we both... Everything that's ever been in a DC comic is potentially canon or not canon.
Canon until proven otherwise.
Yeah, or not canon until proven. Like, people refer to the fact that... So when Nightwing became Rick Grayson in Bloodhaven, the thing I like to point out is they are like, yeah, you were a cop once in Bloodhaven, they say to him. And then I'm like... I've read all of Nightwing since he's come to Bloodhaven in DC Comics. He's never been a cop. But that's from the old universe. Or like Cyborg was hanging out with the Teen Titans recently. And I'm like, in this universe, Cyborg has never been a Teen Titan because of New 52. But they've retconned it again to be good. Like, it's one of those things where I'm fine with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm much happier having a world where Cyborg was a Teen Titan before he was a Justice League member.
Yeah. And now he is like a Justice League member.
Yeah.
Because, okay, wait. Are the Outsiders aren't supposed to be? They
are the
affiliated.
Teen Titans. They're the Teen Titans.
Yeah, but they aren't supposed to be like affiliated with the Justice League because that's the thing. Is that the
Outsiders?
Yeah, the Justice League has like sanctions on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're not Justice League members. They're the Outsiders, but they're actually the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And the Doom Patrol exist but aren't superheroes.
They're just people.
And they're not. They don't have powers even.
Yeah. All right, and also for TV news,
yeah,
Mob Psycho 100 season 3.
Yeah, baby. They put out a trailer, but it didn't really have much new footage in it. It was mostly footage from
it's
season
a Japanese. It's a trailer for a Japanese anime. Like they literally just go like, "Here's it's happening." Like the fucking Chainsaw Man, like the first trailer they put out for it, where it was just like, "Oh, it's just like panels from the manga that we just like tweened."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am hyped for Mob Psycho season 3. It's gonna be probably the final season because all of the volumes left of the manga is less than each season has adapted.
Yeah, so that's probably just be like a 12 episode season.
Yeah. They'll probably extend it because I heard like the ending goes pretty fucking ham. Like it's really funny. So all of the chapters after 100 get numbered 100.1, 0.2, 0.3, so it can end on chapter 100 still.
So it's actually yeah. Smart man.
Yep. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Instead of making a bunch of filler fucking chapters so that you could end at an even chapter.
No,
it's better to do a point system.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Or I think it's like 99 point, and then like the last chapter is chapter 100.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I guess Kishimoto fucking timed it out well with Naruto, where like chapter 699 is like the actual end of the series of like the fights and shit, and then chapter 700 is the episode. But then instead of doing like chapter 701, they just like 700 plus 1 for the story of like Sasuke's kid
for Bolt.
And then which leads into Boruto, where unfortunately Boruto is the main character. Yeah. They consistently keep doing things to underpower Naruto and Sasuke now.
One of the things I was considering to buy you for your birthday was that 3-movie collection of Naruto with that like good Western comic book artist's horrible drawing on the front. Like he is a great artist. It's just, man, it does not work for
so it'd be like
Naruto.
The 3.
You know the 3-movie
Narutos?
collection? Have you not seen this picture? I'm sure I showed it. Okay. So the Naruto 3-movie collection has like one of the ugliest covers in the world, and it's by a really talented Western comic book artist, but it just looks bad. But let me see, Naruto 3. Collection. Where the fuck is it?
Go back, because I think there was one listed
it's here.
on Amazon.
There it is. Naruto triple feature.
Oh.
It looks terrible.
Yeah. That looks like shit.
Right? I wanted to get you this because it's so cursed, but then I was like, Ian doesn't actually want this.
I don't like those movies.
You don't even like the movies that are
I think that, well, I don't like the first. I don't like Naruto when they're kids.
Is it?
I like the...
Okay, what movies are in it?
The first 3.
Is it the first 3? It just says triple feature on it.
Which would, but Naruto only has...
3 movies?
Naruto
it doesn't say Shippuden.
Yeah, Naruto only has 3 movies. Shippuden has 8.
8,500 movies.
And I've watched all of them.
Yeah.
And they're not bad.
I know if you want like good movies, I'd probably just have to buy you like a few One Piece movies or whatever.
Oh man,
I actually haven't seen. Usually pretty good.
I haven't seen all of them, but I know they classify some of them as movies when they really aren't movies. Like there's
like they're OVAs or
they're like OVA. They're like OVAs. They're like weird featurettes. They're just bundles of like the first thing. Like
like it's a compilation movie.
Yeah, but I think the more interesting movies are like, there's one where, there's the Island of Baron Omatsuri, and that's like before the modern One Piece movies. That was everyone's favorite because it's like, it does the whole like, the fucking part before the finale, like the Act 2 climax, where it's like, oh, you're all fucked now, but it does it in like an existential dread sort of way.
Ooh, that's
where
cool.
It's like the villain isn't a guy who's just stronger, it's a villain who's like terrifyingly stronger. But then they also made one where they just kind of like flipped a couple arcs around.
Oh.
Where instead, like, Chopper's fucking arc, where the one where they go to the Drum Kingdom, which is a fucking snow kingdom, to, like, recruit a doctor, and they find a reindeer who can transform into a fucking Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah, but they switched it around where it happens after the Water 7 arc, so they have Frankie, the fucking cyborg dude, with them. And it's just a well animated retelling of it, but unfortunately it's out of order.
I see.
Yeah, and and then we got to like the actual just straight up original stories.
Where Wait, didn't you say which one's the good one? Gold?
Gold is not great.
Okay, what's the good one again?
Film Z.
That's it. I get Z and
Or
Gold.
actually, it's Film Z because the character's name
is Z.
So even if you're American and want to be like,
get fucked, America.
Yeah, it's not like Dragon Ball Z, where Dragon Ball Z is Dragon Ball Z wherever.
Because it's about the Z Warriors.
Yeah. And
I know that's a localization thing. It is, yeah. It's just funny.
But then like
but that group of people has always been called the Z Warriors, and that's their canon name, including in Dragon Ball.
Yes, Film Z is just like this really pretty, like it's the first movie they made post time skip, so it's everyone in their newer forms. That show it's a lot brighter to look at.
I remember you showed me like the opening to it or something, and you were like busting your fat nut all over my home.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And then the final fight...
I wasn't disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that's what happened.
The final fight is like a slugfest, where it's just like the main villain loses his like superpowered arm because Luffy breaks it.
Is it both of them punching until they're tired type deal?
Yeah.
That's actually more of a slobber knocker.
Thank you. And it ends really good, and then like the guy, because Luffy has like beaten him, and he's like, you can kill me if you want, but Luffy's not like a normal pirate, so he's just like, I just want my hat, that's all, and he like walks away. And then like a bunch of Marines show up to kill the Straw Hats because they're all tired and shit.
Yeah.
And one of the former admirals, who is like my favorite character in the show, he has ice powers. He puts an ice wall up so that Zed can just fucking kill these Marines to let the pirates go.
Damn.
And it's like this scene where it's like a bunch of like sad like fucking Enya sounding music because it's like an old sea shanty. And then as he's like beating the shit out of these like Marines, it cuts to the admirals that he trained, and they're like crying because they have to kill their old master. And as like he's fighting and going on, like as they're showing the scenes, they just like more people start joining the like song. And it's just like, ooh,
that's good,
great. It's a good time.
Sounds good.
Then they fucked it up by putting out One Piece Gold.
Which is a sequel to Z and not good.
They're not sequel. Well, they're all technically sequels.
Yeah.
It's just like they go to an island. The guy, it takes advantage of them and tries to turn them into slaves. And it's just like, this is just a shittier person of the ninth film, Strong World. But then the end, it's like they do the whole like, oh, all the Straw Hats have to fight together to beat the big guy. But he turns into a giant mech. And it's like, this is stupid.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they do the same thing at the end of
I've said this before, but I
one.
feel like One Piece would be just a good tabletop RPG.
It would be amazing.
Because it's just like... Because the entirety of One Piece is just like, you go to a new place. It's an island. It's got its own society in it. And you do... And it's just like, okay, that's basically a...
And like One Piece feels like... Sometimes, like, when they're all together, like the down moments, it feels like a DM. There's always a character who's very serious, desperately trying to keep them on track, but then they keep fucking around.
Yeah.
Like for the Punk Hazard and the Dressrosa arc, it was Trafalgar Law, who's like this serious dude who's like, I need to go kill Doflamingo, Don Quixote Doflamingo, so I can fucking.
So that character is the DMPC of that of that arc, where it's like it's a character that the DM controls that fights for the team.
but he's always going like, we have to go capture Caesar Clown, so he stops making the smiles, and then like. But then it's like, oh,
wouldn't it be interesting if you like talk to that guy? That guy might be interesting to talk to.
Yeah.
Do you guys think? You don't want to? He might be cool.
Or it's
why don't we go talk to? You don't want to.
They get back on the ship, and they're like, we had like after Punk Hazard, and they're like, we have to sail to Dressrosa right now. It is of the utmost importance. And Luffy, as like the appointed captain of like the team, keeps turning around and talking to the guy who's playing Sanji, and goes like, hey, can you go make us some food.
Yeah.
And then instead of actually setting sail, they get drunk and start eating a bunch of shit. And then,
all the players at the table are actually drunk by this point.
Yeah, but then also there's one moment, it's towards the end of the Punk Hazard arc where Law has been with them for a while.
Yeah.
And he's just it looks like he's having one of his dread moments when he's like, I can't believe this is the fucking idiot I signed on to work with because Eustace D. Kidd is a fucking psychopath and I have to work with this jackass. And then he just is sitting there dread and he goes cut the crusts off of mine. I don't like them. And then he has a moment where he goes oh shit, I'm one of them.
That's great.
Because that's the fucking thing of One Piece is that Luffy is just so joyous.
Yeah.
And so weirdly evil but righteous that people just flock to him. And they're definitely pointing Luffy's going to be the reincarnation of the guy that fought back against the world government 800 years before.
Yeah.
Because if you have a D in your name,
you're a bad guy.
You're special, and the world government hates you because you have unlimited potential or some bullshit. You can use the Conqueror's Hockey, which is just if you're a weak-willed individual, you can't even stand near the person, and it just makes no sense. It's something the guy has clearly been setting up for the last 25 years of One Piece.
Do you think Luffy? Not to be metaphorical, but
yeah,
or weird about it. Do you think Luffy has the opposite quote unquote superpower that Frank Castle does? Where Frank Castle's superpower is if he shoots someone, it retroactively makes them a criminal. If Monkey D. Luffy talks to someone, it retroactively makes them a good guy.
Kind of, actually, because there was there's these they introduced towards the time before the time skip. There's 10 other pirates. No, 9 other pirates, because Zoro is one of the... It's called, the Worst Generation or something. Mm-hmm. And it's all pirates who started sailing around the same time, and they all hit the middle point in the world all at once. And it's here's Luffy, and it's just how many cops has Luffy fucking shot dead in the streets just because they're cops? And it's 0. Luffy literally only fights people if they try and fight him. He's a very self-defense sort of character.
Yeah.
But then it's here's Eustace D. Kidd, who is a character named after one of the worst pirates in history, and his compatriot Slayer, a guy who wears a mask and is he's killed 4,000 people. And it's Eustace Kidd has also toppled military bases just because they were there and nearby. It's whoa, if that guy's bad, then it's everyone else is some sort of psychopathic murderer. And then there's Beige Capone, who is a pirate but also a mobster. Here's Jewelry Bonnie, a woman who can rapidly change her age by touching, and we actually don't know, she can de-age and re-age herself, and she can also make people into a baby if she touches them or makes them really old. But it's implied that because of the way she speaks, this is a super Japanese thing.
Yeah.
That she's actually an 80-year-old woman.
That's funny.
Who just is made herself young.
Mm-hmm.
But and then there's there's a monk who murders people with his bare hands and shit. But then as soon as Luffy talks to Eustace D. Kidd, it's he's good now.
He's a good guy.
He's on the side of us. He's a nice man.
That's great.
Or same with Crocodile, who tried to kill multiple of his friends in one of the first major arcs of One Piece. Mm-hmm. And then he meets him in prison and he's we're friends now.
Yeah.
Or he's I still hate you, but you're gonna work with me. And he's I hate you too. I'm gonna work with you.
And by the way, if you're someone out there who doesn't like my observation that Punisher's superpower is when he shoots somebody, they retroactively become a criminal.
You haven't read The Punisher, then.
That's not his actual power.
His actual power is murder.
His actual power is that he's a bad person, but the writers have to justify him being the main character and the good guy of his own book.
Well, yeah, but I think what I like about The Punisher is that he's a murderer, and he knows it. He doesn't try and justify himself.
Yeah.
Which is my biggest problem with Venom 2.
Yeah.
So anyways, moving on. Gob of War.
God of War, coming to PC. And when I say God of War, I'm talking about the new one. No, not the new one that's not out yet. The other new one that's coming to PC in January.
Yes. And then I said, you can just call it God of War 4, and Nathan wrote back to me, shut up, I think this is funny.
I could also just call it God of War 2018.
Yeah.
Do you think, here's a question, and I'm sure other people are going to have feelings about this. Do you think people would like the newish that God of War 2018 if it wasn't a God of War game? Because I think it maybe shouldn't have been a God of War game. I think it could have just been its own fucking thing.
I think it...
You could argue that it's a cash grab title, and that, like, they could have just made an original fucking game.
I think that I think what you're just breaking this down to is its base story elements. Mm-hmm. But I think the fact that it is Kratos does add a bit more to it. Like, I'm not saying a lot would be lost if this was like a completely unique title. I'm just saying there's nothing gained of it being a unique title. I wonder
if in Ragnarok he's going to come full circle and murder his own child again. Because that's the first thing he does in God of War 1.
Yeah. I don't think so.
No, I doubt he would.
Well,
because he's supposed to be a good guy.
His child in God of War 1 was just a human.
Yeah.
Or, well, it's supposed to be a demigod because they retroactively made Kratos the son of Zeus, in the third game, I think.
The second or the third game, yeah.
Yeah. They were like, how is a human so strong enough to fucking beat up gods? And it's like, oh, man, this is one of Zeus's forgotten kids. Mm. And then he goes and kills his dad. Yeah, so I think because Kratos... Atreus knows he's a god. Yeah. So... since Atreus knows he's a god, that means he's awakening his god powers. Mm. So Kratos could probably still do it. Just that Atreus is like, it's mysterious of what he actually can do.
I mean, Atreus is a child.
Yeah, but he's like 12. But yeah, that's a child.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he would. I don't think he will. I think a lot of
things have changed.
A lot of Kratos' actions in God of War 2018 is about how he's like has regrets over what he did, but then also he still doesn't trust himself, and that's why he's an asshole. Which they don't do. Like, when you find out about... We had this argument tons of times. We've had it with our friends. They're fucking insane that they think Kratos is a good dad in that game at all. I think Kratos isn't a bad father, but he's not a good father. He's very emotionally distanced and doesn't talk to his son out of fear of his son becoming an arrogant prick. But guess what? His kid becomes an arrogant prick even when he just doesn't teach him the ways. Yeah. It's like almost as if like a proper guiding hand is what a child needs and not a fucking like, boy!
Yeah, smalls hit you.
Yeah, and it's just like, he's a bad father. Mm-hmm. He's not, but like he gets better as the game goes on.
He's pretty emotionally distant, and like especially early on, pretty emotionally abusive.
Yeah, and by the end of the game, he does finally open up and explain why he is like he is, but it's still just like you're just asking for forgiveness, or you're more like not even asking. That's actually the thing I like about Kratos is he doesn't care what you think of him. Mm-hmm. He's just like, I'm here to do a job, and unfortunately, since my wife is dead. And she had secrets she didn't tell me about this fucking kid as well, and how the giants predicted our coming because she is a giant or something.
Oh, she's one of the frost giants?
Yeah, well, they're just giants in this.
Oh, there's regular giants. Well, there's regular giants and frost giants.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, though, because there's like, Tyr is a giant, but Thor and Odin are not giants, Freya is not a giant. Mm-hmm. But then also, Jormungandr, the world serpent, is a giant. It's like, where does the giant... What is a giant?
Wait, like the world serpent is a giant, or do you mean he's just big?
He's a giant.
He's like racially a giant.
Yes.
That doesn't... He's a snake, man.
Yeah, I know. When you talk to... When you meet Mimir, and you pick up his head, Mimir goes like, oh, Jormungandr's a giant. And they're like, a giant. Do all giants look like that? He's like, no, giants come in various sizes. It's like, that's so stupid. You could just say that Jormungandr came from Jotunheim.
Yeah.
You didn't have to be like, oh, he's a giant. Like, because then you do meet like a giant. There's like a part later on in the game. It's towards like the finale where you have to climb a giant's like body. And like that has died.
He's a giant baby big boy.
Yeah, and he's huge. He's literally like when you look at the map in the game, you see his corpse lying down up there, and you like climb around on him and shit because he's like, you need to get some fucking shit off of his like pick that he had to enter into Jotunheim.
Yeah,
but the pick is embedded in his skull, so you have to find a way to the cavern below him where the pick is coming at the other side, because Thor was a dickhead and he was like, fuck you, tall man, and like impaled him through the face. Yeah, God of War's cool.
Sure.
I hope they do more. I know they're definitely not going to let Kratos move into the air in Ragnarok, but I hope there's more juggling you can do with enemies in the air. Especially since it looks like there's a move you can do with the Blades of Chaos, where he like attaches them to a guy in the air, and he like does this, and he makes like a shockwave of like flames, and it makes the dude explode.
Yeah, it's too bad that like Kratos got old and forgot how to jump.
Yeah, it's his knees. But that's also,
and got way physically heavier. Gained a lot of weight.
It's all, yeah, he does feel like huge now,
like way more.
But they also have like the opposite of the DMC thing, where he jumps in cutscenes, but when he jumps it's like a super jump. Like when he's fighting Baldur at like the beginning of the game, he jumps like a fucking mountain's length.
Yeah,
it's really cool. But you know,
whereas in DMC, like, or at least in DMC 3, like technically you can kind of do almost anything he does in a cutscene.
Yeah.
In game, including surf on people, which I wish they brought back.
Yeah,
because they didn't bring that back for 5, right? You can't just, if an enemy's knocked down, you can't jump on top of them.
Yeah,
right?
And it's not, they didn't show it in a cutscene in 5, so it's fine.
Yeah, but it's one of my favorite things from 3 because you can ride them and shoot guns and be like, and then Dante's like, woohoo!
There's also, which Nero also has in that first cutscene, when he like shows up and there's crew cut there.
Yeah.
He's like rides on the back of one of them and he like spikes through multiple and he's like going like whoa as well.
Yeah.
It's like supposed to be his Dante riding something fucking scene, except the problem is
you can't do it.
You can't do it in the game. I wish there was like one of the arms that you could do that with. Yeah. Where you're just like, yep, this is the ride 'em cowboy arm. Yeah. It like makes reins come out and you can like pull on them and shit. Anyways, DMC 6.
Hell yes.
Which probably won't feature those fucking arms anyways.
It may. I hope they do because I want to keep Nico around. She's like she's a new character who just feels like she's part of the fucking crew immediately.
Also, since Nero, you know how Dante kills a demon and he gets a weapon based off of that demon. Yeah. Nero, when he kills demons, doesn't get like an item. He picks up something. Where normally for Dante that would like turn into a weapon. Yeah. But for Nero, he gives it to Nico and she does it. So maybe
she makes it into an arm.
She could make it into just an actual weapon. Yeah. In the future games that could have like,
or
have like, your triangle and all that, and then your circle move you use, like when you use Red Queen, Nero has like the Devil Breaker and all that. Yeah. But then they could be like, oh, then you make this other weapon using fucking like that Nico makes for you, and it gives you an ability like Overture or similar things by pressing circle. So instead of having to focus on an arm, because it's kind of pointless since Nero just has an arm again. Yeah, I know
at the end of the game she makes an arms that go on top of his devil arm.
But then also he like materializes his arm away to like pop it in. So it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
No, he doesn't. She just made it a glove.
No, man, I swear when he goes to put it on, his arm like glows blue. And it goes in.
That might be like a weird animation error because he puts it on like a glove over his devil arm, and then that's why on R2 or whatever it is, you can do the Devil Breaker. Yeah, and then on Circle you can do your cool other
arm stuff. Yeah,
yeah, like the dodge one, which is probably one of the best ones.
The dodge one?
Yeah,
that is a great one. The green one.
Yep. Yeah. It just makes fucking the one that does your Devil Breaker completely obsolete though once you beat the game the first time.
What do you mean?
Because there's an arm that does a devil.
Oh yeah, but they at least they made it that arm does more damage.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, the grabs are like fiercer when you use it. So if you if you go back and when you replay through the game, and you now like, oh, look at all these places where like it's open for a grab. It does, like, the grab happens quicker because there's no, like, it happens quicker, and you get like like if Nero gets to do like free damage with his sword or something, you do less. But if you use the arm to do it, you get to actually you get to mash if you press the Devil Breaker at the same time. There's like little fists come out as well and start beating the shit out of things. Like, and you also get to do it for longer.
Okay.
And also, there's also the.
They made it not completely pointless.
If
I personally wouldn't pick it because I would rather fill my inventory with like other ones that do different things.
The other ones, Rocket Punch.
Rocket punch.
That Rocket Punch is like.
It's so good.
Yeah, but also it's the
that
one...
You can ride on that.
But also, isn't that the one where if you do the hold circle for that one, it's the fucking uppercut that Dante gets with, like, his, like, fist weapons?
If you hold circle on that one, I thought you ride it.
No, it's you have to toss... If you toss it out and then hold circle to come back,
that's it.
Nero hops on it like a skateboard. But if you just have it on your arm and press circle, he starts to do, like, that charged uppercut that, like, Dante can do. Where, like, the jets fly out the back, and when you release it, he does, like, a Shoryuken into the air.
Right, that's it.
And it, like, instant kills a lot of enemies.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it's, like, really good to use on, like, a powerful stunned enemy.
God, I love that fucking game.
Yeah, it's so good. I think one of my friends is going to, get into DMC soon.
Woo! Okay, so we saw the trailer for the Uncharted movie came out.
Yeah. I'm sure
I was hopeful, but
idiots.
God, is this some of the worst casting?
I was hopeful.
Somebody pointed out that Mark Wahlberg in one of the shots looks more like Nathan Drake than fucking Tom Holland does.
I think this movie could have, but like when Tom Holland was cast, I showed Ryan this trailer the other day, and I was like, I was excited initially
because he looks almost exactly like the kid who plays young Nate.
Yeah, so because I thought this was supposed to be like a post Uncharted 3 sort of thing, or no, like the prequel parts in Uncharted 3 where it's like you meet Sully in Panama, and like you almost get killed, but he saves your life, and then you work with Sully. I thought it was going to be that, but instead they're like, no. He's a bartender, and they meet, and we're just going to do the plot from Uncharted 4 minus Sam.
Yeah.
And minus Rafe, and the villain's just going to be Nadine Ross.
Yeah.
I just assumed because it was a black woman. And it looks like they're fighting a paramilitary organization.
Well, I know we saw Chloe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see Nadine. I saw the guy from the party, which is also from Uncharted 4. Yeah. And there's that like party with the things hanging.
Yeah. There's just one scene where they're like on, like getting on or off of a cargo plane, and it kind of looks like they're being there held against their will there, and in front of them is like a small black woman.
See, I didn't notice that, but I did notice the Scottish guy who is, I believe, Russian or Eastern European in Uncharted 3 that you fight in the back of the cargo plane.
Is it the guy that you also fight at the end of the game? The guy who like is working for that like old lady?
Well, those are two different guys. I'm talking about the really big, strong guy who you fight right before you fall. You both fall out of the plane and he dies. You get in a fist fight.
Uncharted 3 just kind of happens.
Yeah, that's true. Like I always forget the part with the horses in that game.
Yeah. Well, I've only played it once, so I forget a lot more things, but I don't know if that game annoys me. It doesn't annoy me that much.
I like that game a lot. It's weirdly less memorable than the other ones, but I can't tell you why it's less memorable. Like, because I think it's like still one of the better ones.
Oh,
it's still good.
It's like the third one. It's like, well, it's like in my tier list. It's like 2, 4, 3, 1.
Yeah, I'd say 2 and 4 are equal.
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I love both those games. I don't know.
So, I just remembered 3. You know, the part where Nate's freaking out because he's hallucinating and he thinks Sully dies?
Yeah.
And you get to fight a bunch of fucking enemies that just instantly regenerate. Like, you kill them and then they just pop back out.
Yeah.
It was so annoying.
Yeah, but that part's, like, not that long.
Felt long because I died a bunch.
Oh. I got through that part super fast.
I think I was like trying to actually like make my way through, and like being careful and like shooting the guys, but then it just took forever and I started to run out of ammo. And then on one life, I'm just like, I'm just gonna run through it.
Yeah, never be careful in Uncharted. That's a run and gun game series. Like God wants you to blind fire at every enemy.
Yeah, you gotta be lucky.
You should never aim down your sights in Uncharted.
Just play on the easiest difficulty where not aiming down sights just makes you hit everything.
No, it's not even that. It's like when I play any of those games on normal, I blind fire the entire time. And when we did the Let's Plays, Davis watched me play Uncharted 1 when the remasters came out, and he was like, this is really cool because it feels like the kind of movie. Because like it's like, Nathan, when you're in a fight, you're just rarely behind cover. You're just always running around shooting guys without aiming down sights and like killing them, or constantly doing the like pop 2 shots in them and then do the last punch. It was fun.
Yeah. You know who else popped 2 shots in someone?
Shut the fuck up. That's not okay. So Alec Baldwin is weirdly getting blamed for something that's not 100% his fault.
It's in the realms of manslaughter.
So, in case you don't know, Alec Baldwin fired a prop gun, killing the cinematographer of the movie he's working on, and her name is Helena Hutchins. So she died, and director Joel Souza was injured. Now the prop gun was given to him by an AD, and he explicitly was told that it was not loaded. And instead of even being loaded with a blank, it was loaded with a bullet.
Yeah.
Which is fucking dumb. This was actively, though. This is why
this is an actively fucked up set.
It's a fucked up set. So, as part of IATSE, there was like a walkout, and they actively even though they had most of the people working on that movie were union. The prop master was
the morning of the incident that when it happened, most of the crew had walked out.
Yeah, because
this is not an isolated incident.
Yeah,
obviously this is the first time someone was shot, but there was live rounds kept showing up in areas where it's like we don't have the gun for
with
the
this
scene.
Specific prop gun.
Yeah,
like it had already gone off, I think 3 times.
Yeah, so I got this. I've been getting a lot of it. I follow Paul Scheer on Twitter, and he's been supporting like the IATSE stuff. So because of this, he posted this thing. It was from a member of the Rust camera team. They sent a text message to someone and said the entire camera crew walked off that morning for that exact reason. Last night we each wrote resignation letters. We cited everything from lack of payment for 3 weeks, taking our hotels away despite asking for them in our deals, lack of COVID safety. Then he wrote and Dean top of that, but I think it's like
and on top of that,
poor gun safety, poor on set safety, period. We wrote about this exact issue last night and walked this morning because of it. That's not in any of the papers. They brought in 4 non-union guys to replace us and tried calling the cops on us. Only people that stayed were Helena, the DP, and Reed, the steady op. Is that just a steady op camera operator? Yeah. So it's fucked up.
Yep, and so they had
That's why you need unions in like everything.
Yeah, this is why like people who work behind the scenes of movies need unions, and this is a fucked up set. And so like this isn't really Alec Baldwin's fault. Like if you're given a gun and told that it has no bullets in it, and you're fucking shooting a scene where you got to shoot the gun, and you're shooting at the camera, and it hits the fucking DOP, that's not necessarily Alec Baldwin's fault.
Okay, so you said earlier that they had shot previously by accident?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it had gone off 3 times, is what I heard.
Baldwin's stunt double accidentally fired 2 rounds Saturday after being told that the gun was cold, which is people in the biz call that guns that don't have ammo in them.
Yeah, well, it's hot. It's hot or cold.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to actually figure that out. But the way this article is written goes like, "Hey, buddy, for you fucking
if you're not smart enough to figure out what this means from the context of the sentence."
Oh, okay, it fucking happened. The first time it happened, like the mistake of the gun going off.
Yep.
And then they were just like, that was weird. Moving on.
Yeah.
It's like, great, guys, thanks.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, like, rest in peace to the DOP. She had apparently won awards saying she was, like, a rising talent. She'd worked on, like, not anything I'd heard of, but like some small stuff, but she was supposed to be like a rising talent.
Yeah.
Which is very sad. Like, she was young too. You know, her poor fam.
She had a kid.
I'd feel fucking awful if I was Alec Baldwin.
I hope he does.
There's a lot of not that I think this should have happened. I think this is fucked up, but there's a lot of pictures of him crying, like where they've paparazzi snapped pictures of him like leaving the fucking Inquisition or whatever, or the police station rather, crying. And it's like, of course he's a fucking human person.
We just want you to really know that Alec Baldwin feels bad.
No.
Feels absolutely horrible.
It's not
because
from
he accidentally
him.
killed somebody.
It's not from him. It's from the fucking paparazzi, and I think that's disgusting.
The
dude.
paparazzi is disgusting.
Yeah.
We all saw the movie Nightcrawler and was like, well, I guess that never happens in real life.
No, but yeah, that's fucked up. It's a fucked up thing.
Yeah. It's also fucked. Like, it's also coming around the time when was a massive strike.
Yeah. Which is
like unneeded strike because it's fucked.
Yeah. Well, and this isn't the first time a fucking DOP has died or a camera op has died. Like, on a different movie a few years back, you remember the woman got hit by a train.
No.
Yeah, they were shooting on train tracks, and she was told that they told the fucking company not to run trains, and then she got hit by a fucking train because they didn't provide safety, and she died.
That's fucked.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Also, like, a similar thing happened to Brandon Lee back in the 90s on The Crow. He shot a blank gun and
it was that they
himself.
just didn't explain to him. It's like, hey man, that has a blank in it. Blank, and also a lot of people didn't know this.
No, that it
blanks
had
still fire.
Yeah. No, but that was so he knew it had a blank in it, and so he was told to do the scene like that. Like, it was not good safety. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if he knew, he's like, oh, it's the blank in it, just pull the trigger next to your head. If he actually knew that it's like a blank still fires, like within the first foot it shoots, it's still deadly.
Yeah.
And then everything else after that is just nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still shrapnel that comes out because how do you fucking think a muzzle flare happens?
Exactly.
That's why I think a lot of the times muzzle flares are just becoming like a CG thing. Yeah. And, like Freddie W. fucking pretty much was just like, guys, why are you shooting real guns?
Well, what I like about a blank gun is that you can, I don't know, there's cool shit to do with a blank gun. But yeah, if with the amount of like unsafe things that have happened with them, it's fucked.
I think it was fucking just the tweet, the image I put on there. It just feels so funny. It's so fucked up. It's like dark funny.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah.
So Alec Baldwin
funny, but
had a tweet from 2017. I don't know. This it's something about a cop shooting somebody, but it's like the way he phrases. He's like, I wonder how it must feel to wrongfully kill someone.
Yeah.
And then some guy says, "Shut up, stupid." It's like, watch this. It's like he waited fucking 4 years.
I don't know if the watch this is real.
I think it was him trying to be like, or him or his assistant, whoever was tweeting at the time, was saying like, just watch the video.
Oh.
But, yeah.
I
don't
know. I feel like that's like weird. But yeah. So that's all the news.
I think you're forgetting one piece of news.
What?
I don't actually have any more.
One Piece?
No.
Of news?
There hasn't been a new One Piece movie in a while, actually.
Damn.
Like,
well, don't worry. The live-action One Piece TV show on Netflix is coming soon.
Oh, actually, did you see the fucking thing?
The Cowboy Bebop thing?
The Cowboy Bebop thing,
That was cool.
It looks
the Lost
good.
episode?
It looks good, but
I liked it a lot.
Do you know why they put it out on that day?
Why?
That was the day the walkout happened. Over the firing of that employee because of the Dave Chappelle thing.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Netflix.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
And also, I think I was talking to Ryan about this yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't know. Time's crazy. Yep. I was just going like, Dave Chappelle used to be funny. That special is not funny.
Yeah.
I've still not watched it, but every single time I hear something about it, it's just about how like it's just filled with like hatred. Like it's an hour.
Well, he talks a lot
minutes.
about being canceled, and he's like,
he talks like an hour.
If this is what being canceled is, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm making quiche because of bullshit, and it's like, because being canceled is actually like not real.
Yeah, There's just always gotta fucking go back to XQC just screaming into the mic. It's like, you're not cancels, you're a fucking murderer! Or something. He's like, no, he says you're a fucking criminal.
Yeah.
In like his weird French-Canadian voice.
Yeah. You're not cancelled, you're a fucking murderer.
Yeah, I think that was when it was around the Smash like stuff, but also around like a bunch of other Twitch people getting exposed for being like proper fucked up like pedophiles and shit.
Like, well, you could say that to fucking Louis C.K., except he's not in jail.
Yeah.
But he is a criminal. Mm-hmm. That's a crime to do.
Yeah. But we did not cancel Bill Cosby. We put him where he belonged, and then
we
unfortunately,
did.
The American legal system is fucking stupid.
Well, it's if you have enough money to throw at the situation, eventually it'll go away.
Yeah. So, fuck you, Netflix.
Yep. Fuck off, Netflix. Eat shit.
Yeah. Go put a trans character in Cowboy Bebop now.
There already is one, I think.
I think, yeah, but the show was made in like.
I mean,
90s,
yeah.
So I'm sure it's.
Am
like
I saying it's good rap? No. Am I saying there is one? Yes. I think maybe in the movie there's a trans character. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think the villain dresses up as a woman to like lure in Faye or something. It was like a weird thing.
I don't remember.
Someone does, or I think there's a murderer who tries to kill Faye in the show. But they do it by like getting her to lower her guard, just thinking she's a woman trying to help her out.
Mm.
And if that's in the movie, that's where the iconic fucking like popping the button open and like Faye's titties just going.
Well, yeah, that can't happen in the show because the show aired on TV. It wasn't an OVA, so
yeah,
right.
So what happened? I don't know.
Faye
gets kidnapped a couple times.
Yeah,
she's capable, but also stupid.
I hope that show's good. I liked the little short that came out.
Yeah, it gave me more hope than most.
Because it was fun and campy and goofy, and I liked it. Mm-hmm. And they were like pulling the frame all over the place.
Mm-hmm. It gives like a good vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And Vicious showed up.
Yes, he did.
Do you think Vicious is like cool? Because I feel like he's a really underbaked character.
I think the problem is that we just know that Vicious is Spike's Virgil.
Yeah, I think Vicious is like a much less cool Sephiroth.
He looks like it too.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do you have a sword?
I mean, that's cool. It's okay
cool,
with swords.
But it's just like in the universe of the show, guns are infinitely better to use.
Yeah, but if he uses drugs or whatever, he can cut bullets in half in that universe.
Vicious doesn't use drugs.
Does he not use the Bloody Eye?
No, that's the guy in the first episode. That's like the only time you see Bloody Eye in the whole show. I thought
it came back because Vicious also used it, but
Vicious
also it's been years.
Vicious is just sick.
Yeah.
It's like that joke from It's Always Sunny, where Mac is like trying to talk about how sick katanas are, and Charlie's just going like he's like, if it's like just because you knew I was coming at you, but like I actually I yell and it throws off your movement. It's like if you yell, I know you're coming. He's like, and what were those like steps you do? Because he goes like hut, 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 and like he's like, I'm throwing him off his rhythm. He has to like keep readjusting his aim. So he's like, see, watch, try and approach me, and it's just Charlie going bang, bang, bang each time. And he's like, yeah, but that's because I came right at you. I wasn't fucking. And he goes like, and Charlie just very sarcastically goes like, but like Vicious apparently makes it work.
Yeah,
because he does succeed.
Because god damn it, we want to have a show where people can have guns and swords and they're equally valid.
Yeah.
Because guns and sword are both cool.
Yeah. So Vicious is stupid.
Vicious is stupid.
I think the problem with Vicious in Cowboy Bebop is that all we know is
he's like the least realistic character in the show.
Yeah, but all we know is that it's like Spike and Vicious used to work together.
They were
in
best
a criminal
friends.
Organization. They were best friends.
Maybe don't be best friends with a guy named Vicious.
Yeah, and then like there was something involving his girlfriend who also is like, it sounds like she was dead the whole time, and then she shows up for an episode and then dies anyways.
No, he left her.
He left her or some shit, or to like protect her.
Yeah.
But then Vicious is still around, and then Vicious goes on and like goes higher up in the organization, and it's just like we don't know anything about Vicious.
The ending of Cowboy Bebop is still really good, by the way.
Yeah.
Even though we're complaining specifically about Vicious, Because I think the ending works and all of it works.
It's because we care about Spike and the fucking connection Spike has with everyone on the Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
I just think Vicious isn't a great villain.
He's just a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like we don't know like the only reason why they don't like each other is that they're not in the same organization anymore, and that's like it.
Yeah, they're not being co-gangsters.
Yeah. It's like, oh, Spike won't go murder people with me anymore? That means I hate him. And he, like, we're going to try and track him down and kill him. And it's like, it's not hard to find him. And he's perpetually broke.
It'd be cooler if, like, Vicious was assigned to kill him and felt bad about it. I think that would make for a more interesting story.
But then also, he's the one who does the assignments, though, because they show that he is, like, on top of the organization.
Yeah, he's, like, a good... I would say, like, it'd be cool if Vicious was, like, a really good assassin who does his job no matter what. Like, one of the things I like about the ending of Mafia, the video game, the first one, that I played a month or so ago, was the ending is that, like, you are friends with two guys, right? And... like, one of them you help out, and like, you help out both of them. You're friends with both, and one of them kills the other one, and then tries to kill you of your friends because he's assigned to, and he tells you about like all of the rules you broke, and this is just the job, and it's like, and you're like, but I let this girl live for you because you liked her, and he's like, it doesn't matter, like you broke the rules, I didn't. And now I work for the boss, and he told me I have to fucking kill you. Yeah. Like, I feel bad about it. Like, I don't want to do it, but I have to, and I'm going to.
I think also the problem with Vicious is that I'm 90% sure his motivation for wanting to kill Spike is that he believes Spike is the only man who can stop him. Yeah. But, like, Spike clearly doesn't have a desire.
He does. At the end.
But doesn't Vicious also die?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, isn't it like a combo takedown?
Yeah, he kills Vicious and, like, kills the entire organization, and then he dies.
Yeah.
And then you're going to carry that weight, Ian.
Yeah, and it's, isn't that like a fade to white or something?
Yeah, so instead of that end of every episode fading to black and having in white text, "See you, Space Cowboy."
Yeah.
The last episode fades to white and says
it doesn't always say "See you, Space Cowboy."
Yeah, it said...
It's for some episodes it says "See you, Space Cowboy," but then a lot of other ones it'll like finish the title of the episode.
No. Most of the episodes is "See you, Space Cowboy." The last episode says you're going to carry that weight.
I swear to God, I think there's more than just that one. Like I think,
but
there's
a
one
couple
for,
of them say different things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's most of them say "See you, Space Cowboy."
I just said not all of them say "See you, Space Cowboy."
I thought you were saying like most of them finish the title and some of them say "See you, Space Cowboy" is what I thought you said.
There's the special episodes, like the one where you find out about Jet's history. There's like he gets one. When you find out,
I think the episode that ends with him going bang has something at the end.
Yeah,
but I don't remember.
I think Cowboy Andy gets one for some reason.
Yeah.
And then Faye definitely gets one. I think Ed gets one when he leaves, but that's like 5 or 6 episodes out of a 24 episode show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
Cowboy Bebop's great, and you should fucking watch it.
Yeah.
The regular show is also coming to Netflix, the actual original, as well. So you have no excuse. Unless you don't have Netflix, but that's like, I don't know, 17 people total.
Yeah, and also, you can just steal this shit.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, buy Cowboy Bebop on Blu-ray if you have a Bluray player.
Yeah, it's not even that expensive.
Yeah.
It's like a 35th anniversary.
It's like
Blu-ray
if you're gonna fucking buy if you're like, even if you're Ian who loves committing theft all the time for no reason, having Cowboy Bebop on Blu-ray it's a good thing to have on the shelf. We have the 25th anniversary version.
Yeah, it's
because
cool.
we're old and we bought it a long time ago.
Well, like 7 years ago. So just wait 3 more years, and you get a 35th anniversary.
They did a 30th a couple years ago that actually was coming with like a vinyl version, but it was like $300 fucking dollars. I almost bought it too. I was like considering it. I had like, that's the picture of the guy with the gun out sweating. That was me over the buy button on the Funimation website of like, am I gonna do it?
Yeah.
Am I gonna spend $300 on a show I already have that comes with like a fucking way fancier version and a vinyl fucking soundtrack? I'm like,
oh, the soundtrack though.
Yeah, right. It's like,
yeah.
I didn't spend the $300. I stopped myself, but I was very close.
Yeah, there was one for like fucking Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood like years ago.
Yeah.
And they were asking for way too much. Like, that's 64 episodes, and it came with a lot of stuff, but it was like $500.
Same with the Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
It's like, man, that's too much money. I understand that there's like
that show's never same, and fucking okay. I almost did the same thing with like I think the $200 or $300 Neon Genesis Evangelion Blu-ray that's coming out from G Kids.
Yeah,
which has both the old dub and the Netflix dub, which is like right. Which is great, but it still doesn't have the fucking the thing that would have made me cross the line and buy the expensive Blu-ray is if they did relicense Fly Me to the Moon, but they didn't. It still uses the Netflix end credits, and I'm like, fuck you. If I'm gonna buy Neon Genesis Evangelion, I want Fly Me to the Moon. I'm gonna steal the show. Like, sorry, that's the only way to fucking get the original version was Fly Me to the Moon at the end of every episode, and the Fly Me to the Moon is great. It has like a new cover almost every episode.
Mm-hmm. There's this fucking one TikTok sound where it's like someone doing an impersonation of like Shinji talking to Rei. Yeah. And he's like, "Can I tell you something?" And she's like, "Yeah, you can tell me anything." He's like, "I like having my balls kicked. Did you get my message?" She's like, "No." It's like, "I like having my balls kicked. Did you see it?" "No." She just keeps saying no, but he keeps going like, "I like having my balls kicked."
That's great.
Yeah.
I thought it would be, I'm so fucked up.
It's the cum hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he jacks off to a naked girl in a hospital bed.
It's Asuka.
It's Asuka.
Yeah.
I didn't want to spoil that.
Whatever. It's a 25-year-old show.
Well, it's from EOE, so it's from the movie.
It's super old. Oh, yeah, it's okay. So that's also, like, super old.
Yeah.
The show is very old, and also, technically, if you really care about canon, it's like an alternate universe now.
Well, yeah, End of Evangelion and the TV show.
Or it's like End of Evangelion happens, but because of End of Evangelion happens, the rebuilds happen.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the rebuilds are just like...
End of Evangelion and the last 2 episodes of the TV show are like essentially 2 choices that Shinji has to make. Is it like, will Shinji accept himself and stop being like a depressed person who like feels bad?
Yeah.
Or will he like... fucking like be a piece of shit.
Yeah,
and that's what End of Evangelion is like. He is a piece of shit.
But then if he goes the other direction, he gets to start over again.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and then he gets to get a new waifu, which is actually
no. So the non piece of shit is the Human Instrumentality project where all people become one being, and congratulations happens. And that's just the end. But if End of Evangelion happens, there's the beach with the big Rei face, and like him and Asuka are there sitting there, and then the rebuilds happen.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't even know if that's confirmed. Because like it's just that the first shot of the first rebuild is similar to the last shot of End of Evangelion.
It's also weird that in rebuild though, Nerve is like
less evil, right?
Less evil and even bigger. Like, it's like Asuka, you know, she comes from Germany to be a pilot for Nerve, but then there's also like a bunch of kids who are already pilots for Nerve. Like fucking the new girl, Mari.
Yeah.
Who is like just like she was put in the show. Yeah. I believe we were talking about this after because I watched the end, like the final rebuild, because they just happened.
3.0 plus 1.0.
Yeah, so it was just happening in my Discord, and I'm like, fuck it. So I just watched it with them. And it's like we were just started to look shit up at the end, and it was like Mari just shows up because the guy was like, "I just like this character better than all the other female characters I put in the show."
That's funny.
So I made a new one that Shinji can end up with.
That's funny. Like it's so funny
also,
because
the ending
like
isn't like it's weird and ambiguous. So
that's great. It should be. Like you can't end an Evangelion without it being weird.
Well, it's a happy ending though.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Like I could tell you if you.
No, I want to watch the rebuilds.
It's kind of like I tried to watch the first rebuild, and then
the first rebuild's apparently the worst one.
Exactly. I fucking quit watching like half an hour.
Because it's like almost like a compilation movie of the show.
Yeah, just like redone with better stuff, but like removing a bunch of stuff. I also think like Kaoru doesn't exist in the fucking rebuilds or something.
Does Kaoru not exist in the rebuilds?
Or he exists, but he like dies a lot faster.
Well, he only is in like 2 episodes of the original show.
Yeah, it's even faster.
Oh my god.
I know he's in.
Do they have the long shot of him holding him at least for fucking 8 minutes or whatever?
I honestly think I think they might have removed all.
It's like a full 2 minutes.
I think they might have removed all the gay shit.
That's what Netflix did, the pieces of shit.
Well, they changed it to being like, I don't love you, I admire you. Or
I'm your
like
friend.
Yeah.
Shinji, I'm your friend, and I love you as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just let it be fucking a little bit. Leave it up to a little bit of imagination, guys. Come on.
Yeah. But that one has like, the Netflix dub is like better though, right?
Netflix dub, a lot of people would say is worse.
Really?
Than the ADV dub.
That's weird. Because modern voice acting is so much better.
It's like arguably, yeah. Like it's like, oh, better audio quality. Some lines are better. Yes.
All voice acting is just better now. Like even in anime, like I'd go back and I was like I really want to watch like Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah.
But every single time I try to go back, it's like the English dub is like even worse than like Lupin the Third's English dub, and then but then in Japanese, it's like it feels like they didn't record it in a recording booth. It feels like they just did it in a room. So
I also kind of can enjoy an old dub. Like fucking, I like the Mobile Suit Gundam dub of the original, even though it's like, but you can't do that.
But also the Mobile Suit, like with Mobile Suit Gundam, it's like it's always intense.
Yeah,
and shit, like it's always a life or death scenario. Hajime no Ippo is like about a kid who gets into boxing.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of downtime.
There's downtime in Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's like there's still those people.
There's
like,
a fight
dramatic.
per episode, yeah.
Yeah,
but there's also like, I can't believe it. My own father has never hit me bright. You can't do that.
Yeah, just voice acting in anime is getting so much better.
It is, but apparently the Netflix dub is like not as good. Like the classic dub like has like bad things about it, but like it's got maybe a bit more character.
That makes sense because I really don't trust dubs anymore. Like unless they're done as like a fan dub where it's a bunch of like young voice actors just like trying their best. But then when it's like Funimation, it's like it's the same like 20 people that you always hear, but they're really good at their jobs.
There's some great Netflix dubs. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Fucking Carol Tuesday is brilliant.
You know what? There was a piece of news we missed this week.
What?
Chris Aries.
Yeah.
The new voice of Frieza.
Oh yeah, he died.
Yeah, he passed away. He's had like mouth cancer for a while. He hasn't been doing Frieza for the last few years because it's been really bad. But the only reason one. It's like step one. The reason why a Frieza voice is so good now is because of Little Karibo.
Yep. Because the current guy who does it, I think, is
the current guy who does it was Chris Aries, who was just doing an impression of Little Karibo's Frieza voice because he really liked it.
Yeah.
And that was the whole fucking meme with it ever. It's like everyone involved with Dragon Ball Z loves Team 4-Star.
Yeah.
They were like, they're the best.
Except for Sean... Whatever.
Sean Schemmel just doesn't talk about it. He's like kind of it's the thing that made his career, so he sucks the dicks of Toei a bit too much.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, well, you know, if you're doing something and making money off of it, they have the right to take it down. It's like, Sean, they weren't making parody money laws. Off of it. Shut the fuck up.
They also weren't making money off of it.
It was that YouTube would force ads onto them, as YouTube does.
Yeah.
But then therefore someone is making money off of a property they don't have, which then also... Content claiming exists, so like in a way of like they're just gonna take the money.
It was actually like they flagged it as no ads on YouTube. Like they explicitly like the individual episodes.
But YouTube would always change their systems, and then they would just unflag sometimes, or and then they would immediately be like content claim. Which if there's a piece of music in something. That someone wants to claim, they just claim the revenue. So I don't see why Toei couldn't have just claimed
that's just Toei
revenue.
Being shitty.
Yeah, no, it's YouTube just doesn't care about their stuff. But yeah, Chris Sabat has appeared in it as DJ Sexadillionaire.
Yeah,
and like
I think someone else did too.
Yeah, I think Chris Aries did.
Chris Aries.
I mixed them up because Greg Aries and Chris Aries are brothers, but they're both like famous voice actors. So fucking. Chris Aries, he got an understudy for Frieza because his voice was getting bad, so he taught the guy how to do his Frieza voice. And honestly, if you go and watch, from I think Super Broly is the first time when it's not Chris Aries for the whole movie. But if you go through like Fukatsu no F and like the Super Dub, it's like you can't tell when it switches. He's very good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's like Greg Baldwin who picked up all of Mako's work.
Yeah. It's like I can tell.
Yeah, I can tell
because Greg Baldwin
does a great job.
Was a better voice actor than Mako.
I disagree.
I think so. But you know, time goes on.
I think you can really tell when it switches to Greg Baldwin, and I personally think it like gets a little bit worse, but it's still great.
Well, wait, okay, 1 second. How much of the show did Mako do?
Only Mako did the first 2 seasons.
First 2 seasons. I think Iroh is fine in season 3. There's just 3 seasons of yeah. But then when he comes back in Korra, for some reason his voice sucked.
I don't know. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
he's only in like the 1 episode though, right?
Yeah, but it's just like, bro, did you forget how to do the voice?
The first time I saw that episode,
I thought it was someone else.
So emotionally affected by it, I didn't notice. Because I was like, oh, my boy. He's in the spirit realm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Iroh is probably everybody's favorite character, honestly.
Sokka.
Did Sokka sing Leaves from the Vine?
Yeah.
Casting
no.
so slow.
I just like Sokka's character arc.
Yeah. No, I like all the characters. I'm just saying, like, Iroh has like 2 parts that like in the entire show that will make you bawl your fucking eyes out.
Yeah, Leaves from the Vine.
Yeah.
Because it's also a real thing for Mako.
Yeah.
Because his son also died in war.
Yeah.
And then the thing at the end when he forgives Zuko.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Aang ain't got shit.
Yeah, Aang's great.
Aang's like, where's my bison?
I love my boy Aang, don't get me wrong.
And Katara's like, my mom's dead.
Things can be good without making other things bad.
Yes.
But, yeah.
I just think there's that because it's unfortunate because of Zuko's story arc and even Sokka's like character progression.
Where he learns to not be a sexist.
He learns to not be a sexist and also to respect others.
Yeah.
And just not to be distrustful and an asshole to more spiritual ways.
Mm-hmm.
He grows up and becomes like a respectable
tactician,
man. Yeah, and a good tactician.
I think, yeah.
But then, like, Katara is just, like...
Katara doesn't really change that much over the series, other than, like, get stronger and...
She gets stronger. She becomes, like, one of the most powerful waterbender around or whatever. She has
Which is fine. Like, not every character needs an arc. Like, I think Katara works throughout that entire series, like, without her needing to grow and change that much.
Yeah, she has the man who killed her mother in her clutches and then decides not to kill him.
Which is good.
It's good, but it's just Aang's influence. Aang just goes like, I don't want to kill
anybody,
so I'm not going to. And it's respectable that he sticks to his like ideals.
Yeah.
And he learns to take away someone's bending to render them not a threat.
Yeah, he does. And that's for 2 reasons. Obviously, you also could have like a show for children end with the main character murdering the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that works in 2 levels.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about Korra.
I think Korra's fine.
It's fine.
It's a great show.
There's a guy that I like follow on like Facebook that just like he fucking hates The Legend of Korra. He thought season 3 was good, but he hates the rest of it.
Do you think that he maybe hates women?
No, I don't think so. Because I know his opinions of everything else.
Yeah.
That's the thing everyone jumps to. I think
it's hard not to, because I think a lot of the people who hate Korra I see also hate women.
Yeah, but it's more that like he doesn't like Mako because Mako.
I don't love Mako.
There, he thinks that in his opinion, the Asami Korra relationship just kind of like happens. From what that guy's perspective was, let's not argue about whether or not we agree or disagree on this, that they decide they're gay at the end, like in the last minute.
Well, I mean,
there is a lot more build than that, but to him he didn't get it from the rest of the show.
Was that because he can't pick up subtext?
Picked up subtext better than I did on like some things.
Really?
Yeah, but then
I don't know, because you can see there's like pretty clear subtext that those 2 characters are flirting with each other for like 2 seasons.
No, it's like 1 season.
Well, throughout season 3 and 4,
they wrote notes to each other, Nathan.
Yeah.
But
in season 3,
I'm not going to argue about it because it's also definitely Nickelodeon executives trying to like hammer it down. Like, no, hide it. And then they even were like, you can't animate the kiss at the end. Mm-hmm. But then he got really upset.
But then in the comics, they can fuck all they want.
But he got really upset it's like 50 years when the show 50 years ago when it was Avatar, like The Last Airbender, it was like, a borderline like medieval show with some steampunk shit.
Yeah.
But now there's a fucking mech walking around the city.
It goes from the 1800s to the 1920s.
Yeah, but no, you can't fucking say that. That mech is like so futuristic and just goes like, "It uses spirit world power." It's like, shut the fuck up.
I think the mech makes sense. It's a fucking anime, dude.
Yeah, it is, but it's stupid.
It works.
It's like how
we saw other shit like. That mech is clearly like the next step up from the fucking little robot guys from season 1. Those suits with the drills and shit.
That wasn't season 1?
Yeah, there was like the fucking ones that Amon's people were using.
Yeah.
Like that's basically a less advanced version of the same mech. And like cars exist.
No, it's not the less. It's a much less advanced. It's like a century between those mechs, where those are like robotic diving suits.
Yeah.
With like drills and shit to do so that non-benders can do bending, like earthbender work. But then it's like, oh, look at this giant mech that is like sleek, has reflective metal plating and shit, and has a cannon that fires a laser. Like it literally goes from the very first concepts of like like an armored power suit to anime futurism.
Yeah, but like it's still like steampunky, that mech. It's still got steampunk.
On the inside, on the outside, it's too smooth. It looks like it looks.
I don't think that's like a good complaint about the show.
It's not a great complaint. Just saying.
Yeah, like because I think that entire season slaps.
It's all right.
Season 4?
Yeah,
I love that.
Third season's much better.
Third season's better, but I think
third season's like a 5.
5 of 5 or 5 of 10?
You know I use a 5 scale, Nathan.
Okay, I don't know that. You've said 10s before.
I literally just told you that I changed over permanently to 5s.
When did you tell me this?
Thursday.
I don't even remember you saying that.
You're a fool.
But also, I did have a drink.
Season 4 is like 4 out of 5.
Okay, I would agree.
Season 1's like a 1.
I disagree. I like season 1. I think season 1 is better than season 2.
Season 2 exists. Season 2 is the 1.
Yeah.
Season 1 is like a joke.
Season 2 of Legend of Korra, I think, is better than some of like the shit episodes, and because like The Last Airbender gets better over time, but I also think like it has more hit and miss episodes. Like there's some real dog shit episodes in every season of The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Whereas Legend of Korra, I think like it has less individually bad episodes, but it has like seasons that overall quality is like pretty much worse. Like season 2 I think sucks, but I think a lot of the episodes in season 2 are like better than some of the shit episodes in The Last Airbender. Like the fucking Great Divide is like so fucking annoying to watch. The one with the two groups of people where they're crossing fucking... That episode sucks ass.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's like, oh, you guys are distrustful of each other, and that's why you are assholes. And it's like, fuck you.
Yeah. And then Aang solves the problem by lying. Which also isn't a thing he'd learned by that point. Like, it doesn't really fit his character at that point. Because he was a fucking monk. Mm-hmm. They would have told him, hey, don't be a liar. It's bad.
Yeah.
Then again, like, there's other good episodes. I think... I know some people are like, the first 3 episodes of Avatar suck. And I'm like, the first 2 aren't great. But I think the third one's really good.
Yeah.
Where he goes to the air temple and he realizes all his people have been murdered. Like, I think that episode's pretty good. But
yeah,
some people are like, that episode's dog shit. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, let's talk about our weeks.
Cool. I watched Venom 1.
Yeah.
And then Venom 2.
Yeah.
In the same
Venom.
day. Eminem song. Yeah, I did actually not know that was a Venom song. I knew it as a TikTok sound. So I had like a hangover Sunday last week.
Yeah.
As I normally have them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll have one tomorrow. And I decided, I was in bed. I'm like, I'm going to watch something. I've watched everything I have. I'm going to watch Venom. Because I've been told by many people that it's decent. Like, Ryan likes it, Blake liked it, and I'm like, alright, let's go fucking try this movie. I watched it, I enjoyed it. I think it takes a bit too long to get into, like, being Venom, and then when he is Venom, it's just like you meet... The problem with Venom is there's no downtime. It's like, it opens up the movie, he's on top of the world, he's got a hot girlfriend, and then he betrays her because he's a piece of shit human being, and then he falls down on his ass for a long time, and he like has no jobs because he pissed off Riz Ahmed's character. I can never fucking remember his name.
Yeah.
And then Jenny Slate just comes up to him.
The thing about Venom that I'm most interested are the bits where he jumps in the lobster tank. In that kind of
that's funny, yeah.
That's the fun part. Out. That's the part of the movie that makes me want to watch it, and nothing else about it makes me want to watch it.
Yeah, because then it's like there's the lobster tank, and there's like the motorcycle fucking car chase.
Yeah,
it's like, whoa, funny moment, cool moment. No part of him ever really putting on the suit and going to do things until like the end of the movie.
Yeah,
or he puts the suit on, he beats up those guys who are trying to kill him, and then he swims away, and then he has like a conversation with Venom. Mm-hmm. About how Venom was like, oh, I was going to come here to destroy the planet, but actually I kind of like it here, so I'm going to stay. And I'm going to live inside of you. And Tom Hardy's just like, okay. And then he loses the symbiote for some fucking reason I can't remember. And then it goes inside of his ex-girlfriend, who, monster fucker.
Yeah.
And they make out, and Venom goes back inside of Tom Hardy, and then they blow up a ship.
Okay.
And kill Riot. Because also Riot goes and infects Riz Ahmed. But it's just like, the movie just happens.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you a lot of time to sit there and think about it. Mm-hmm. And then we get the fucking post-credits scene.
Where it's like, Woody Harrelson's in this movie.
Because it came out that the Riz Ahmed's company was actually fucking murdering people as a way of like human experimentation shit. And Jenny Slate got murdered for it. Whoopsie.
Yep.
He is now on top of the world. He's back at his old job or whatever. Or now he's like writing for the newspaper. Yeah. And Cletus Cassidy is like, I want this guy to cover my story and tell everything. So that's how that one ends. I'm like, all right, well.
I thought he was going to jail.
Oh, Venom?
Yeah.
No. Like, he didn't do anything wrong except for murder a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And also
I could be wrong, but didn't Eddie Brock meet Cletus because he was going to jail?
He was going into prison to write a biopic. I don't know.
I don't remember.
He meets him because Cletus Cassidy is like, I want you to write a fucking. I want you to tell the story. Mm-hmm. And then he goes in, and then like
Cletus Cassidy bites him and gets the carnage.
No, that's not until like the end of the movie. Well, not the end, like the middle. So fucking, he goes in, he doesn't get anything, and then the next movie is that Cletus Cassidy keeps calling him back to the prison to talk to him.
Yeah,
because he like has an interest in him or something. I think it's because like it's that murderer intent where he's like, I'm a serial killer, and there's some darkness inside of you, Eddie Brock, that reaches out to me. And he like goes and meets them, but then through Venom, they find out where 7 of the bodies that Cletus Cassidy, like the 7 bodies they couldn't find.
Yeah.
He like, he's a fucking serial killer. So he's like writing clues all over the walls all the time.
Yeah.
And this Cassidy tells him his whole fucking life story where he tells about like the first time he killed someone, which is he pushed his grandmother down the stairs, like on purpose. He like killed his mother. He was beaten almost to death by his father. And then he gets put in a boarding school where they treat him like shit. And then that's him being like, because of the hatred of humans, that's why I'm a fucking murderer. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're a piece of shit. You don't get to be like, I was abused, therefore I get to murder innocent people. You fucking dick.
Yeah.
So he gets super mad. He gets the death sentence. Mm-hmm. Like they're going to do lethal injection into him.
But isn't he in San Francisco?
Yes.
But they don't have the
They bring it back just for him. I'm 90% sure that is a line in the movie.
That's funny.
So they tell a bunch of flashbacks. He used to have this like wife, like that was also a member of the insane asylum he like grew up in, but she was like a mutant. I don't know where she could like do hyper screams or whatever.
Oh, she's Scream, the symbiote Scream.
She's not a symbiote in this though.
Oh,
she's just a person with
who
the
can
power.
Scream.
That's a symbiote normally?
Yeah, Scream is a character.
But she's a symbiote.
Yeah.
Okay, not in this. She's just like a mutant, and they just kind of like.
I could be wrong. Somebody could tell me. Somebody in the Stevie, leave a comment if Scream's power comes from her not being a symbiote.
So they like fall in love, and like she gets like put into like a crazier underground one because her power is just to talk. If she screams at you, it kills you. Like it's oh, my eardrums, I'm bleeding out of them.
Like our favorite King of the Moon.
Yeah. And that's how Peter Mulligan comes into the story, is because when he was a young cop and she was being transferred, she tried to break out and he shot her in the face. So she has like a fucked up eye, and she's like blind in one eye, and like had this metal ass scar. So Cletus Cassidy gets the death sentence. He invites Eddie Brock to come see it happen. Yeah. But then he like starts saying things to Eddie that I guess get to him, but specifically gets to Venom. Mm-hmm. And Venom like reaches out through the fucking thing and like drags Cletus to the bars and starts like hitting him. But then Tom Hardy like starts hitting him or whatever, because he's like mad, and then Cletus bites his hand and like rips off a chunk of his skin, and that's how he gets Carnage. Is that it goes? He swallows it. He sees like the blood that he has exposed on him starts to like spike out. He just like licks it up like a weirdo. Mm-hmm. So then they start trying to fucking death sentence him, and then it doesn't work, and Carnage pops out, and he murders everyone there, and he goes on like a killing spree through like a prison. And it's supposed to be like, oh, look at this cool epic scene. And I'm just like, this is just a man killing a bunch of people, but there's no blood because this movie's PG-13.
Wait, well, I thought it was R. I thought Venom 2 was R.
It's like PG-13. There was no blood in that movie at all.
Damn.
There's people who get like brutalized, and it's like, no blood.
You know who directed that movie?
Who?
Andy Serkis did the second one.
Oh, yeah, I did notice that as like his director, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Mm-hmm. But then he goes on this killing spree to like go find where his like girlfriend is so they could get like a proper marriage. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, Carnage is like, I want to go kill Venom. Cletus Cassidy is like, cool, I want to kill Eddie Brock. And then he picks up his girlfriend, and she's like, cool, I want to kill Peter Mulligan, the cop who shot me in the face. Mm-hmm. And then what did you know? 2 of those people are one into the same, and another one is like
gets to become Toxin.
Is also the FBI agent who's like investigating Cletus Cassidy with Eddie Brock. So it's like, whoa, all the pieces come together. But they just focus so much. They tell Cletus Cassidy's like backstory like 3 fucking times in this movie, and I'm just like, bro, I don't care. I want to know about Venom going out and having a fucking gay raves. Because that's a fun scene. Venom and him getting like a fight. Yeah. And Venom leaves. And then he just starts murdering people across the city. And people didn't consider that. Is that because when Venom enters a body that's not compatible, he like takes it over. But if he doesn't leave the body fast enough or whatever, the person dies. So he goes to a rave, and he has this fucking... People thinks he's in like a costume. Yeah. He has this speech just about how Eddie wouldn't let him out, and everyone just think he's talking about like coming out of the closet.
That's so funny.
It's a good scene. It's like one of the better scenes in the movie, but and then it's just like, oh, Cletus Cassidy's there. He's gonna kill, what's his girlfriend's actor's name? Vanessa Williams.
Michelle Williams.
Michelle Williams. Yeah. So he's like, I'm gonna kill her to get at Eddie Brock. And then, like, to lure him there, and he gets Peter Mulligan as well. And they're like, we're going to get married. And then this is Eddie.
I feel bad for Michelle Williams.
Yeah. Eddie.
No, because do you know why?
No.
She was married to Heath Ledger.
Oh.
When he died. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So Eddie and Venom, they break up. He goes through the gay rave thing. They get back together because it's like, oh, Cletus Cassidy's trying to kill Eddie, and without you, he'll just get fucking murdered. But it's funny. He shows up to their wedding. He like turns into Venom. Yeah. And then Cletus Cassidy puts on Carnage. And then Venom just goes like, oh shit, it's a red one. Get the fuck out of here. And Eddie's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I can't beat that dude. We need to leave. Like he's he's like fearful of him like the whole fucking fight.
That's funny.
Venom is like really funny in this movie. And he's just kind of is like an invasive, like intrusive thoughts and shit. Yeah. Just always yelling shit at Eddie.
Yeah.
He's like, don't be a pussy, beat the shit out of him. And it's just like Bane yelling at Tom Hardy.
That's funny.
That's the good part of the movie, but they focus way too much on Cletus. It like out of 5, it's like a 2 because of that. But the after credits scene, they kind of play it like they're gonna break up again. Yeah. But Tom Hardy's just like, there's nothing left for me in fucking San Francisco, so we're gonna travel the world, me and you, buddy, Venom and Eddie, all around, traveling the world, being friends. Because Venom wanted to like feel the wind in his hair and have sand between his toes, and Eddie's like, you don't have hair, bro. But then he takes him down to they go down to like a beach in Mexico, and that's why they're in that like hotel.
Yeah.
So they cover his feet in sand, and you can see that the Venom feet are out instead of Eddie's feet.
That's funny.
So they're sitting there watching like the news or whatever. It's just like, oh, Cletus Cassidy fucking dead, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole world starts to shake, and then the room just changes, and then on TV is the broadcast from No Way Home or Far From Home of saying that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and then Venom gets like an erection for fucking Peter.
Yeah, well, he's like, we have memories over multiverse.
Yeah.
Like, we have memories from other worlds.
I honestly think what it's going to be is that the spider that bit Peter is like a spider they experimented with, like, put like symbiote shit in or something. Like, I don't know. It's like a spider from space. Like, there's just something that he can tell or whatever. I don't know.
I think it's just radioactive.
It's just radio. Oh, yeah, that as well. But then no one talks about the fact that he's like sitting in the room and a guy walks in and he's like, bro, what are you doing in my hotel room? And he's just like, Tom Hardy just goes, I don't know. And then the movie ends. That's
funny.
Yeah, so it's got like decent comedic moments. It's just that its focus is in the wrong place and the movie's really short.
Yeah.
But if it means Tom Hardy and fucking like that character, I do like. Yeah. So him in the MCU is like a bonus.
That's cool.
Also, it shows that maybe Sony's more willing to play ball now that fucking they actually talked it over and
they reneged the contract.
Yeah, because that was so fucking stupid.
It was stupid of Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I was explaining it to Ryan or Michael the other day, and I was just
Marvel. I think the reason why that like discussion leaked out was I think that Disney was trying to get like the public on their side, which I think they successfully did.
They did, but then everyone's just like, bro, these are two like massive mega corporations, and one of them is just trying to absorb the other or make more money.
Yeah,
it's like
Sony has all of the fucking balls here. Like, they have all the power.
What was that Disney wanted? Did they want 50-50?
They wanted it to be a 50-50 split, but Sony was like, I already have a fucking 90-20, like 90-10 split.
Yeah,
like so Marvel gets to essentially make the movie on Sony's dime.
Yeah,
and then like that's what the thing was with the Spider-Man movies, and then Sony makes the profit, and it's like, yeah, of course. Like,
honestly, I think wasn't it like that Tom Holland, he like parent trapped like a Sony CEO and like Kevin Feige.
He called not Kevin Feige, he called Bob Iger.
Oh, directly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was like a work of like the board just being like, I think we should be making more money because if not for us, people wouldn't be going to see Spider-Man. It's like, no, people would, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, I mean, like, and just is it better? Do I like MCU Spider-Man? Yes, I do, personally.
Yeah.
Some people hate him, and that's fine. I get why.
But some people also think that like Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man to ever exist.
I agree. But
you're wrong. But
I love those movies, man. I think they're great. But
I think the first one's fine.
I think they're both great.
Sure. Let's. You know what? We've done this before. Let's move on.
But yeah, I think it's fucking stupid to think that like Sony, who owns Spider-Man and has whatever they want, and has already given the TV rights back to Disney, and some of the merchandising, like, I think they want to have Spider-Man, and that's fine. I think probably Venom is like not that great of a movie. I think it's probably just fine based on what I looked at of it. But like, and I think Morbius is really gonna suck ass.
I think it's gonna be shit. I think it's gonna be the worst fucking movie they've ever put out.
I actually am excited. So the Venom movie, I was like groaning at the existence of.
Yeah, because
I was like, this looks dumb, and also I don't want to watch it, and I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But Morbius is the kind of movie that I've looked at and been like, this looks terrible, and I need to see it.
Yeah.
It looks.
I need to see this train wreck.
Yeah. Whereas Venom didn't look like enough of a train wreck for me to be like, I need to see this.
Like, Venom has decent scenes.
I saw the trailer for Venom, and I was like, that movie's going to be bad, and I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sure, and you liked it, so I'm sure it's probably not as bad as it looked, but
there was good parts to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it boils down to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I the trailer for the second one made me go, oh, that looks like a good movie.
Which, unfortunately, I think it's just that they've showed off a lot more of what people wanted to see in the trailer, but then you actually go watch the movie, and it's like,
because the trailer had that bit where Venom didn't want to fight Carnage.
Did it?
Yeah.
That's funny, because that's a good moment in the movie. Yeah. It's just like, oh, silly. But
then, and the visuals are like awesome in that scene in the church. Like, it looks gorgeous.
It's like, it's really good because there's actual color contrast.
Yeah.
Like, finally. Like, these fucking CG monster fights, it's like, oh yeah, no, it's black versus red. And then when Venom is, like, on screen, he's, like, very lit up. You can see.
Does Venom have a spider symbol on him in the movie?
No, he has, like, lightning bolt marks on him. But then
I was going to say, he doesn't have, like, the chest logo?
It's like the lightning bolts, like, go down and come in together underneath, but it doesn't make, like, a spider shape. Me and Ryan were talking about it, and he thinks that it might be because he clearly has, like, some regard for Spider-Man.
Yeah, he does, because he has a memory across a universe.
Yeah, they go to New York, and presumably they go to New York. He's going to meet Spider-Man, and, like, because he's like, wow, that dude is, like, cool.
Yeah, or
like however this version of Venom is going to react, and he's going to put a spider on
if they become on the same team.
Yeah, or he's going to, like, act like he wants to be on the same team with him, but Peter Parker's going to be like, no, can we not be together?
Peter Parker's going to be like, I mean, we could do that.
I think they would get in a fight scene together where, like, they had to fight like a bunch of henchmen or something, and Peter's doing his, like, just gently knocking people out thing that Spider-Man does, and Venom's just going to be like, fuck you, and just, like, whip people into walls and snap their necks and shit.
Eddie.
Like, stab a man through the chest.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing, is all you were like, Eddie. Venom is more like, Eddie.
Really?
Yeah, it's very much like Bane.
That's so funny. I thought in the trailer for the first movie he had the kind of classic Venom voice.
He does kind of in the first movie, but like by the end he's like talks just with like the thing Tom Hardy did for Bane
is similar.
It's definitely what he's doing in the movie as well, where he like kind of just, I don't know, he talks from the back of his neck.
Yeah, because when I think of Venom's voice, I'm like, it's down here.
Yeah, I'm a big scary guy. Yeah. But then Venom, his like speech, it sounds like that fucking. You know in Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
When he gets the fucking mic? And he reads like the story from that Jim Gordon wrote, the speech he was supposed to say, where he was going to resign because he's like, Batman killed that man and because he saved my boy or whatever. Yeah. It sounds like that, but all the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's really good. Mm-hmm. I really like Venom, the character. He's just inside of a bad movie. Those people who were like, oh, this one's not for you. This is for us. And it's like, oh, it's good. You guys can have shit then.
Yeah. Like, I think Venom's cool, but I think he's cool as a Spider-Man character.
Yeah, which hopefully
And I think he's great in his own current book right now, or that's just wrapped up. Like, that book's fucking great. Like, but it's because it's like about shit.
Yeah. So since we're on the topic of Marvel and comics, did you see the thing that the guy who played Daredevil tweeted?
What?
He was like, the day I hear about someone new being cast as Daredevil, I'm going to show up to their house and fight them.
That's great.
He's like, because you're going to have to pry it from my cold, dead hands. Yeah. I'm just like, just give the fucking role back to the guy.
Well, maybe he's in Spider-Man or maybe he's in She-Hulk.
See, in She-Hulk, that one would be really good. Yeah. Even if he didn't show up as Daredevil, but played like Matt Murdock as like a other lawyer in the room.
I read a comic this week that made me fucking die laughing, and I'm not going to talk about it this week because it's my next week book. But there's a Rocket Raccoon book that I read, and it's got a really funny bit where he gets a lawyer, and these lawyers, right, are like lizard people, and they're from this planet where they have this echo sense where they don't have eyes, they're born blind. All of the people, they have an echo sense where they can like tell if people are lying, and so that makes them good lawyers in the intergalactic world. And so his lawyer Froggy Nelson is like, yeah, don't worry, me and my partner Malat Blurdock are gonna help you out, don't worry. Don't worry, Malat Blurdock is incredible. It's like he was born without an echo sense, but he has these eyes protruding out. It's almost as if he has another sense that lets him tell what the jury's face is seeing.
So it's a bat that can see.
It's a reverse Daredevil because it's like all of the people have an echo sense and he has eyes. And he's always running he'll help you out unless he has to run out of court mysteriously. That happens to be at the same time as the vigilante, the Seeing Man. And then there's like a character dressed up as Elektra, and it's like, what kind of message could he have gotten that's telling him? And there's a lizard dressed up as Elektra holding a sign that says, "Let's fight ninjas." It's so fucking good.
That's a good joke.
Oh,
did you play any more Lost Judgment this week?
I did. I played like a little bit. I'm still like fully in school story mode. I haven't advanced the story at all.
Have you gotten to the boxing gym yet?
Yes.
Oh man, that fucking minigame sucks.
Really? I like it.
I think it sucks, and I broke it pretty easily.
Yeah.
If you just like wiggle the stick up and down and just keep mashing fucking like the thrust,
yeah,
like the triangle one, you can like it'll rotate from being like head to body within like one of the quick like 2 hits. So it was on like a bunch of lower level like enemies, like, that the sparring, pretty much every sparring partner you can do this to.
Yeah,
you just like boom, 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 boom them around and just empty their health bar.
It's actually really easy if you play it normally.
It is. I just thought it was funny that I could do this
like you do have to mix up the stomach to the head.
Oh, like I would not be able to beat the final guy if I wasn't able to do that. Well, no, wait, sorry. If I kept trying that way of doing it, because he gets like all those fucking parries he does and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get all the way to the end of it because it's telling me I need to advance the other school stories to beat it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm the only school story. I have a biker one I can go to start, and then I have Robotics Club still.
Yeah, I have Robotics Club. I have the bikers. I have to finish the dance because they tell you to go do other shit as well.
The fucking boxing club like maxed out my focus and guts just in that one. It was so stupid.
Yeah, I went through all the characters. I actually really like the boxing gym. I find it really fun. Did you get all the DLC shit now? I saw one piece of DLC that I could download that I didn't have. Okay, so there's 2 pieces of DLC right now.
But it says I already have the other one installed.
Okay. So did you go to your mailbox?
Not yet.
Okay, you have
because I was at
the
the
DLC
school
installed.
I know, but I was at the school for most of the time. Yeah. So there's like a couple, like the skateboard I didn't get.
So yeah, so the best skateboard in the game you're missing, a bike for the motorcycle club.
I haven't actually touched the motorcycle club yet.
I've touched it and it's not great.
Damn it.
Because it's just races.
Oh, so the thing I was already doing in skateboarding.
Yeah, except it's worse.
Damn.
You can hit each other in the race.
Double dash.
Yeah, but also you have to shield items. And there's a boost. It's really basic. It's worse than the skateboarding races.
Damn.
And you can't drive the bike around town.
Stupid.
Yeah. I want to drive a fucking motorcycle. So yeah, and then I have Robotics Club, and then I have like, I don't know, some of the other ones, I guess. There's like blank spaces in the school stories menu.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other ones are. I beat the fucking... Of course, the only 2 that don't have an achievement for winning because they're the shortest is the skateboarding and the fucking esports club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Esports club, fuck those guys. They suck. They're not world fucking ranked.
They're dog shit, except the last guy who's like a little bit better and took a couple tries.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Yeah.
I was more annoyed that there was no quick rematch button, and that it was like you have to
restart
the cutscene every time.
It took me like it was either my second or third try
Who'd you pick?
I played as the ninja guy for the first 2, and then I played as the girl for the last one.
I played as one of the girls as well.
One of the girls.
Is it the one that's like you just
the Chun-Li one?
Down?
The one that's Chun-Li.
Yeah, I think I played as the same one.
Yeah,
she's good.
There's a Ryu and Chun-Li in Virtua Fighter.
Akira.
Yeah, Akira and whatever the Chun-Li girl name it. And I played as her, and she's super easy. Like
hopefully you play more story stuff so we can talk more about it next week.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just like. I love the fucking side shit.
It's all right. It's good. That's what I've been playing most of this week.
Except for the fucking Robotics Club, which is ass and also seems like it's very long.
It sucks. I finally hit one where I actually have to fucking like work on upgrading my fucking cars and shit. So if you
download the DLCs you can get better. Like make it easy shit.
Because unlike with fucking Pocket Circuit Car Racer, where it's like you can't just max it out.
Yeah,
Well, because one, there's the cost limit.
Yeah, and two, there's other bullshit.
Yeah, it'll just fly off the fucking side of the thing. I think actually, if you use like all the Godspeed shit that you get from the beginning even in the final race, it's still too much.
Yeah,
but yeah, so like fuck it. If they do give me like top tier shit, I don't care anymore. I will just play through the shitty Robotics Club minigame. Whatever.
They don't give you top tier shit, they give you better shit.
Also, I found out how to actually win the robotics game fast, and I didn't know it because someone did it to me.
You take the other person's side.
You just literally have to make a straight line to them and you can win.
I didn't realize you didn't know that, Ian.
I didn't know that because the first time I played it and didn't understand.
God, okay, so you were filling out the entire fucking row?
No, I was just playing. I wasn't like accurately trying to fill out things. I'm not like, I got to fill the whole map. I was just like, I just have to have more spaces than everyone else.
That's hard. My guys don't pick up shit, and I don't pick up shit because I'm placing shit. It's fucking annoying.
My guys pick up enough, but I pick up most of it.
Yeah, I hate that goddamn minigame. It's fucking ass.
It's stupid.
It's not fun.
I wish it wasn't tank controls.
The tank controls aren't the problem.
Also, the attacking.
Attacking is ass.
Because you have to start it from your square and move it forward, but if you're already in a motion to move it forward, it won't let you hit the attack button.
And also, just like, it's not good. And also, just like, so much of it's not good.
Yeah,
it's just not fun, and it's bad, and I don't like doing it.
But I will do all of it.
I don't know if I'll do all of it.
I'm just happy there's no Mahjong
because
Club.
I did like two in a row and didn't see the meter of completion go up that much. So I think that's like the longest one.
It's like, it's literally, I think, is like the dance club and that one are the longest ones.
The dance club's not even that long.
Oh, no, the dance club just gives you more. Probably boxing's actually one of the longer ones.
Probably, but it's like, at least it's like there's variation to it. Like you level up in boxing in an obvious way. One thing with boxing that you may not realize is that if you go to check your mailbox to get your DLC shit and you've got it downloaded to your thing, you can use the boxing as a style of fighting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh. That's one of the DLCs. It gives you a fourth fighting style of boxing.
I'm once again just back to pretty much only using
Snake.
Tiger.
Oh, only Tiger?
No, I use Snake a lot, but Tiger's just the highest DPS still.
Yeah, I use Snake mostly because of the EX surrenders, which are basically like one hit kills.
Yeah, but it's like once you get like the charged attacks for Tiger, I have it like I can do 3 charges in a row. Mm-hmm. So like the best one I pretty much have is one punch, charge, where it's like he does this like kick move.
Yeah.
And then another one where he
kicks down next. He does a kick up and then a kick down.
But then there's one where he like puts his arms like at his side and like you can lunge across.
I think that's 1, 2, triangle hold, triangle hold.
No, because there's one triangle hold, triangle hold, triangle hold. There's 3. You can get like 3 triple finishers. I have like I'm at the point where I have to have 20,000 CP just to get like a low level skill.
It's SP, you fucking creep.
It's child porn.
You disgusting piece of shit.
Have you met up with the guy who makes extracts again yet?
Yeah. I did his entire side quest because it's super easy.
I hate them.
They're super easy.
I just keep forgetting what it wants me to bring. And like I literally played through like 20 more hours of that game, and I was like, "There's no way I haven't just casually picked the shit up."
Oh no, you just buy. Okay, so the first one is a rose, so you just buy it from the flower shop.
Yeah, no, I got that one.
Okay,
it's the next shit. I would go back, then I think he wants like mugwort, and then I went back for the next one.
Oh, okay.
And he's just like, "Oh, you don't have this still."
I had the third one.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that I keep forgetting what it is, and I can't check what I need in my case files.
Yeah,
so I have to actually go back to that fucking guy, and I hate extracts, and I think they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't really use them.
I think they're dumb. It's not like it's supposed to be like a variation on using weapons, I guess.
I think the extracts are more like just buffs.
But it's like how using a weapon would be like a buff for Kiryu.
But no, because it's like you could still use your regular fight style.
But it gives you a special, like, unique move when you use it.
Yeah, some of them do.
Like, makes your it's mostly it just replaces your grab. Like, there's one that's just like an instant takedown.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, then that's just like getting an EX mode.
Yeah. Also, I did some of there's like gauntlet missions and shit.
Yeah, I've done a couple of those.
Where it's like, oh, take down everyone while you're still using EX burst or whatever.
Yeah.
if you just use the tiger style, and just hold triangle, and you just like go up to someone, punch them like 3 times, and they die. And I just did that around the circle.
If you hold square while you're boxing, it does something like that.
Ooh. Oh yeah, no, it's the quick punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another reason why, by the way, if you did enjoy parts of the boxing, that you should download your DLC because you already own it, is it adds Tsugira and Kaito as boxing opponents in the boxing ring.
Cool.
That game's really good. I really like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, comic time. Single issues first. All right. So, the finale to the United States of Captain America. Ian. So, I haven't really talked about this book much since the first couple issues came out.
Yeah.
I like this book. I don't love this book.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know what happened in this book, let me just sum up the entirety of the story, okay? Of all 5 issues. This doesn't mean that you won't be able to enjoy this, because most of the thing that's entertaining about it is the characters interacting with each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so the bad guys have there's an imposter Captain America who's trying to A, kill members of the Captain Network, who are like those guys who are calling themselves Captain America that are like just like random people that are doing nice things and they're cool, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So and stole Captain America's vibranium shield to do so. And they're also committing crimes while dressed up as Captain America. It's specifically one guy who's doing that.
Stop it.
He's trying to make the world dislike Captain America.
Oh
but really, he's brainwashed by the granddaughter of Red Skull, who is a different character whose name I forget. But she's the granddaughter of Red Skull. And what they're doing as well is they're also trying to free Hate Monger, who is a character made from the gooey soul of Adolf Hitler.
Hate Monger.
Cool. He's Hitler's soul. He's like a gooey Hitler soul.
Yeah.
And so then they do that. And then all the Captain Americas come together to stop them from doing their final plan, which is having Hate Monger become a brand new Ben Shapiro and then going on TV and talking shit about Captain America and then also hypnotizing people to think of Captain America as a symbol of evil. Mm-hmm. Hypnotizing the public with hypnosis. And then the Captain Americas stop him, and they stop, and that's it.
Yay!
It's so forgettable. It's stupid. It's like fine. I thought this book would be better. I kind of liked the backstories of all the little Captain Americas more than I've liked the entire story of the book. And this one didn't have one, so that's what's boring about it. Anyway, the Filipina one was cool. She's great. Yeah, they're all cool, but especially I liked her the most because she's cute. And her backstory is she went to a costume party with all of her friends dressed as Captain America so she could physically beat the shit out of a guy who, like, date raped girls. Which was great. And good. And I like that, and I think that's cool. Anyway, this book's fine. You might like it. I'd still say pick it up because it's interesting in some ways. But yeah, it's just fine.
Mm-hmm. It's like Venom 2. No,
sure.
It's definitely better than that.
I don't know. There's at least it's trying to say something about the world, but also it's really fucking basic and not interesting. Brand new Ben Shapiro just dropped, and it's Hitler's soul dressed up as Ben Shapiro, I guess. Which is like, I think it's fucked up that like this person who lived and was a real man is now like the soul of that character is a Marvel villain. I think that's weird. Like, not to be that guy, but that's like fucking weird. He wasn't like the best racist in the world. He just like was a bad person that became the leader of the country. Like, I don't know.
Jesus.
Right? Like, he's just a guy. I don't know. Like, he wasn't special, and maybe that's the point. Anyway, let's talk about Eat the Rich number 3. This book's still really cool. In number 3, it's like she actually kind of has to fucking become part of it. I'm really liking
That's the one where they're like eating their housekeepers, right?
Yes, because it's so in issue 2, I didn't really talk about this. They dive into the fact that it's like all these people know that's going to happen to them. They're offering them a job with like real benefits and like great healthcare and good pay, and in exchange, when they decide it's time for you to die, they kill and eat you.
Yeah, that
right?
Sucks.
And so these people are taking this job and they're like, yeah, I mean, my fucking mom's got cancer and this shit's paying for it. I'm paying $0 and I'm making good money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's like, it's really interesting. In this book, like, the main character is like having to become part of it, and she tastes human flesh for the first time.
Ooh, like the dudes from Hannibal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that, but there's like the someone just pointed out, it's like I don't know, Will and the guy played by Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Straight up eat human flesh for like a third of the second season to honeypot Hannibal.
Mm.
It's like, that's fucked up. You guys ate people.
Damn. Anyway, this book's still really good. If you're interested in like a cool kind of horror themed, this issue felt like the most creepy to me, because it started like she eats the human flesh and she's like, and then like
no, it's tasty.
In big block letters, it said it tasted okay. Which was like fucking cool. I don't know. It's a creepy book. I liked it. Superman, son of Kal-El. I can't believe they made Superman bisexual. I'm so mad. No, I don't give a fuck. Actually, they didn't do that in this issue.
So many people saying that, and it's like, well, one,
it's his kid.
It's not Superman.
It's his kid.
It's Jonathan Kent.
Yep. And two,
who was freshly born he is canonically alive now in Young Justice.
Oh yeah.
There's like a part where Superman, he's like on his way to Mars. Yeah. It's like one of the stingers at the end where he's like on the phone, like talking to Lois, and he's like, "Is Jonathan awake?"
I like Jonathan.
It's like he's little guys tuck it out, or it's something that like because he's a Kryptonian, and I don't know why this didn't seem to be a problem for Superman. His powers are like already awakened.
Yeah.
So he's like flying around the house. And his like shit is floating, and is like his eye. He has laser eyes, and so it's like
sometimes you get to see some like early Superman stuff, like written by a terrible man, but a book I really like, Superman American Alien. The first issue is about at like 9 or 10 years old, Superman just starts floating.
Yeah,
and his dad has to like get into like an old plane and try to like catch him out the air.
I think it also could be the idea of like the reason why Superman took a while for his powers to show up.
Yeah,
is because he didn't originally come from a planet with a yellow sun.
Yeah,
he came from a planet with a red sun.
Oh, so John was probably
because he was being baked in the womb.
The womb.
That so he already has his powers, and he got it from his superpowered dad already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and. Superman, son of Kal-El. So this isn't the issue where he becomes bisexual, but this issue is great, and I like it a lot. It's cool. I love this
I think
book.
my big problem with Superman's bisexual lover, is that he's just not hot enough for Superman.
But he's cool. He's actually cool.
I know nothing about the character.
He's throughout this book. He's like a guy running like an underground like news outlet, lefty type deal, Fight the power. Yeah. He's cool. I like him. Also in this book, we got to meet the characters that the writer created in the Super Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Meet up with Superman, which is cool. So there's more gays in this because those two characters, one of them's non-binary and one of them's a woman.
Mm.
So
Superman's boyfriend.
Yeah.
But him?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure they actually went for it.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes
he's a man. There is a non-binary character.
Yeah,
in this
that's
book.
fine. That's fine. I just there's sometimes I feel like they try and go the lazier route and being like, oh, it's not a man. He's a they them, and it's like, no man, just make him gay. We have enough like lesbians and other. What is this possible relationship? It's like, no man, just make. There's not enough gay representation. There's getting more.
Yeah.
LGBT representation, but there's a lot more lesbians than there is gays because people accept women kissing more than they accept two men kissing.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's one thing I do like about this.
And I just don't like the pink hair, to be honest.
I think it looks fine.
No, I just don't like it.
Okay.
I think you should look natural. You should look like how you're meant to.
What I was gonna say,
but if you have to go through HRT to feel like you're meant to look like that, go for it. But if you dye your fucking hair,
yeah, I really like this book. It's cool. It's great. We like it.
That's good. We stand a bisexual king.
We do. Also, I like Superman. He's cool, and I like that he's like doing political shit in this book. In every issue, he's doing.
I like that
shit.
Conservatives need to come out every few months
Also,
to be like, why are they making Superman political? And it's like he's always been political.
Well, what I was gonna say, what I think is funny is like the bisexual thing really caught on. I'm like, that's coming out in issue 5. In every issue of this book so far, they've done a thing that you would have screamed about, and you're not, because you don't read the fucking comic, so why do you even care? Yeah. It doesn't affect you at all. Anyway, finally, we're going to talk about the first issue of Catwoman Lonely City.
Is she gay?
No. What? It's Catwoman.
She can be gay.
Maybe she's bi, I don't know.
Honestly,
she
out of all
likes
of them,
boys.
It would make sense.
Out of all of them, I think Tim Drake's makes the most sense because he has nothing to do.
You're right. He needs something to.
He needs something to do, and that's why they made him bi a few months ago, and everybody forgot about it.
You know what I think is really funny, actually?
Shit. What?
In the fucking second issue of the Eat Van Kill tour, where like Bruce Wayne's just like, "Can we talk?" She's like, "Go fuck yourself, asshole."
That was funny.
Yeah, or she was like more playful about it, but she was like, "I'm out of here."
She's like, "No, you fucking did."
Yeah,
it's funny. Maybe it's because he refuses to eat her out.
I think, you know what I think would be really funny is if they dated when Batman was like younger and maybe was more prudish and just didn't know.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Ew, I don't do that. That's gross." But then now he's like slept with other women, has a kid, and I think he'll just go back to Selena. And he's like, "I have been informed. I was not a very generous lover."
I think it'd be funnier.
I will
that,
eat it
like,
well,
if
and I will eat it
don't
good,
do that,
like
you make it canon that he refuses to do it.
I think it would be fun. I just think it would be funny if it was like he refused to do it before because he didn't understand. Like he thought it was like a deviant thing, but now he's like, no, it's a thing people should just do,
and everyone should do it
with your partner, provided your partner wants you to do it.
I think it's. I prefer the guy who said, "But I made Alfred make it," is the kind of guy who wouldn't do it.
I made him make it. Yeah,
I think that's funny. Anyway, Catwoman Lonely City is a DC Black Label book, and that's why it's one of these big boys, which means they can say fuck.
Go on.
Anyway, no, but the thing that's cool about Catwoman Lonely City and why it's called that is this story takes place like 10 years after an event happened which took the lives of Batman, Nightwing, Commissioner Gordon, and the Joker. And Catwoman was sent to jail for those 10 years, in as part of her part of it. And even though she loves Batman, obviously they're a couple. And now she's back out of jail in Gotham, and Gotham is very different. So Harvey Dent is mayor, and he's still got the two faces, but he's mayor. He's like fine now, I guess.
Yeah.
But like underneath him, basically like all of the superheroes and villains have kind of stopped, and like crime's down, and he has these bat cops who are like violent police officers who are bad.
Yeah.
And so Selena's back. Running against him for mayor is Barbara Gordon. Yeah.
As Oracle or Barbara Gordon?
I mean, she's in a wheelchair, and she's Barbara Gordon. She's like not Oracle anymore. She's just like a person.
Okay. Well,
she's still Oracle.
When I mean as Oracle, I mean is she in a wheelchair?
She is in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's doing that, and like Catwoman is kind of like feeling how shitty the world is now, and she's like trying to meet up with old people and see how the city's changed, and she's like, I gotta do a heist because of like a thing, and I'm essentially the entire setup at the end is like, in this book, in the next 2 issues, we're gonna break into the Batcave and find the thing that Batman left and see what that is.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a really good book. It's written, drawn, and lettered by Cliff Chiang, who I think this is his first time as a writer. Mm-hmm. He's mostly known as an artist. He did the art for Paper Girls, which is a good book. It's Stranger Things, but it beat Stranger Things out by like a year or 2.
Yeah.
And is about girls instead of boys. But yeah. But this book's cool. I really like it. It's going to get another 2 issues because it's one of them Black Label books where they do just 3 issues, like the Batman book I let you borrow.
I've not read it yet.
Oh, okay. I hope you check it out. I liked it. But this one's also really cool, so you might want to borrow this one as well because it's great. I'd highly recommend it. It's so funny because a new issue, the first issue of this came out the same way this week, and so did a new issue of the regular Catwoman book. And I'm like, not to be that guy, but I'm gonna buy this one. Like, why would you buy the fucking regular Catwoman book when you can buy like this fancy one that's like that's like telling its own like little short story? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe some people who are like, I've been reading the post-rebirth Catwoman book for years, and it's actually fucking great, but I have no idea, and I'm sure it's like just fine. I'm not going to do the volumes. You can do something else, or do.
Oh, do you not want to do them at all?
I'm going to do them. I'm going to skip them for now. Now, we'll come back to them.
There was another movie I watched. I only watched it because I needed to understand the memes.
Yeah.
I watched Megamind.
Have you not seen Megamind? I
had never seen Megamind.
The movie's so good.
It is like all right.
Really? I like it a lot.
It's a 3 out of 5.
See, I thought it would be dog shit
when I first watched it. But here's the thing. You thought it was going to be dog shit and you thought it was better. Where I know that it's unexpectedly better than people think. I think there's still really good moments in the movies. Like, absolutely, it's like, what's the difference between, like, you're a villain, just not a super one? Yeah. Great.
Presentation.
The fucking part when they figure out that, like, oh no, you actually didn't kill Metro Man.
Yeah.
He just faked his own death because he's tired.
Yeah.
And how also
a big piece of shit.
He did like a fucking Flash superhero move and like walked around and just like kind of like went about his time.
Yeah.
To like decide if he really wanted to be alive.
Figured out where Megamind's base is. She figured out where my base is?
How did you figure out where my base is?
It's the only building in the city with a fake observatory on top.
Yeah.
That's good.
David Cross is like his minion was funny.
He's great. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
It's also, a very likable film.
I literally thought the whole time that Metro Man actually did come back and like just woke up to justice again.
Yeah.
But no, it's Megamind faked them out and then became him.
Yeah.
Like became the real hero of the fucking town. And then he gets his own he becomes like the Metro Man thing. And he like makes jokes
and there's a big dance party at the end.
Yeah, because there always is for kids movies.
It's a DreamWorks movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was enjoyable.
I liked so for me, like, I thought the movie would be bad. So to date this back to the early 2010s, when I got my old TV, it was a 3D TV, and to watch 3D movies, you had to get a specific 3D Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
Right? And so I got one, and the 3D Blu-ray player came with Megamind on 3D Blu-ray. And I was like,
I'll watch it as a tech demo.
I'll watch it.
Pretty much how like everyone I got a brand new TV and this fancy DVD player. Let me watch The Fifth Element.
Right. Yeah. So I got that and I was like, okay, well, let's see how the 3D looks. And I like watched that movie and I was like, this looked stupid. I remember seeing the trailers. It looked dumb. And like, it blew me away. I was like, this is fucking hilarious and I adore it.
Yeah.
And I was like, Disney needs to make a movie like this. And then they made Big Hero 6 and yeah.
I just like, the people keep using that fucking image where like they're walking around like Metro Man's like hidden base or whatever, and it's like they're trying to look for his like corpse or something, or like they're looking for shit.
Yeah.
And then people keep using that in regards to how like there was some article someone wrote where it's like how TikTok and Twitter can avoid the fate of Tumblr, a now dead website, and I always see that posted on Tumblr.
Yeah.
With like the image of Metro Man being Tumblr and like Tina Fey's character and Megamind being fucking like TikTok and Twitter. And just like,
I thought you were dead.
Yeah. My death was greatly exaggerated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How does he beat him in the end? Because does he figure out that it's not Metro Man because he says Metrocity? Because he keeps saying that Metro City is Metrocity.
Yeah. But then, like, he beats the guy. He beats Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill, who was just playing Jonah Hill.
And Brad Pitt is playing Metro Man.
Yeah. That is a good pick. Like,
yeah.
Has Brad Pitt voice acted in things before?
I'm sure he has.
Yeah, he's Brad Pitt. But, like, he actually does a good job.
He does really well as that character.
I think Jonah Hill's is kind of.
It also had another meme, which was "Thank you, random citizen," or "I love you, random citizen."
It was "I love you, random citizen." It was the villain thing, but also there was a meme at the time, where it was the little fat kid from like Back at the Barnyard or whatever the fuck that movie and then future show was called.
Yeah,
where like he was like freaking out and like ranting about shit, and where it's like a build up, and then he turns into a Chad.
Yeah.
Which, because they have, like, similar hair.
Yeah.
And they're, like, both DreamWorks movies, so facial structure was the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the scene where he kicks the bus at Tina Fey. Or it's like, it was a triple tiered meme when it was, like, the little kid yelling about how, like, I'm not racist, I just think... And then it cuts to the Chad version of him where it's like, I hate black people.
Yeah.
And then it's like the Metro Man when he, like, punches through the bus was just like, I hate all people or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it was one of those fucking... But it was like... It was just synced really well to music.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's a bunch of good memes from that movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about comic books?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only other thing I did this week was say, like, Back for Blood, but I haven't made progress because Blake's away. So
yeah, I bought it, and we can crossplay. I just have not started the program even.
Yeah.
So first up, The Dollhouse Family. This is a spooky book for Spooky Month. The Dollhouse Family is a cool horror story about a young girl whom gets a gift of a fucking dollhouse, and it's a sus fucking weird ass.
It's a doll hussy.
It's spooky. It's so spooky because she goes inside it and can talk to people, and like they want her to make a deal, and it fucks up her family. Anyway, it's really cool. I don't want to give much of it away. I liked it a lot. It's not like the best book ever. It's like fine, but it's a fun little spooky horror book. Next up, different horror books, Stray Dogs. So I did tell you a little bit about this book, but before I read it, and now I've read it, and it's cool. So this is a book about a dog, a regular dog, but the dogs can talk to each other like Lady and the Tramp type deal. You know what I mean? Where it's like they're not really talking.
Disney rules,
exactly. Yeah. So this dog shows up at a new house with a new owner, and there's a ton of other fucking dogs there, right? There's a ton of them. And basically what you figure out pretty early on is that the new owner, is a serial murderer who has murdered all of these dogs'
previous
owners who are, I think, all women. And like the dogs are in here and they got to figure out what the fuck's going on and get the hell out. It's great. It's really cool. The other pitch for this is these two people, Fleeks and Forstner, who are the writers and artists, they work together as both, on this book, spent years doing the My Little Pony comics and fucking snapped. Is what I think is like is a really good pitch for this book. It's like these two people made My Little Pony comics and then they fucking snapped and made this like Disney movie looking but like actually fucked up horror book.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's really cool. Stray Dogs, the reason I picked this up is because it was like I'd never heard of these people or this book, and then like suddenly it just like popped up and like everybody's like, this book's the best book of the year, this book's fucking incredible, and like it's great, it's really cool. Then we got Spider-Man Spider Shadow. Now this book is part of the new What If line at Marvel, where instead of doing just a book called What If and then releasing new issues of it and each issue is a different story, this one is essentially like a little What If mini-series, and Spider Shadow essentially looks at what if Spider-Man became Venom. Like, what if he kept the suit and didn't get rid of it at the time? And so then it proceeds through that. It's really well done. It's creepy. It's fucked up. He starts doing murders. It's great. It's really cool, and the ending's great because it still manages to find its own like good end to this story, but like not without multiple people that are interesting characters dying. So, God bless. This is cool. Written by Chip Zdarsky. Then we've got Marvels, which is Kingdom Come, but for Marvel fans. But what it is really is a book where the interiors are all by Alex Ross, which already should make you go, oh, an entire book with Alex Ross.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy who does all those like painted comic covers, the famous ones. Look up Alex Ross. Just Google it. Google Alex Ross art, and then look at the images, and you'll be like, "Oh shit, this guy."
Fine, I guess I'll Google Alex Ross.
Anyway, what Marvel's is about is it tells the story of the Marvel universe and the things that happen regarding superheroes in order of their occurrences throughout the 60s to now, or the 40s.
One of these.
40s to now. Really?
Yeah.
You've never seen his art before?
No, not really.
It's wild. Okay.
This is the one I've seen before. It's just the Justice League.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of famous art like that, and inside of Marvel it's all by him, and so you get to see a bunch of things happen in the Marvel universe through the point of view of the people on the street.
Yeah.
Which is really neat. So you get to see when the Fantastic Four show up, but you also get to see when society turns against the mutants, right? And all that fucked up shit. All from this reporter's eye view, this photographer's eye view, which is really cool. The ending is fantastic. As the front cover of the book will tell you, the ending is when Gwen Stacy is killed. And you get to see that from the main character's POV, and it's great. It's really well done.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it's a really good book. It's obviously a classic and everyone knows it, but it's not everybody obviously, but it's really good. And finally, we got The Fade Out by Brubaker and Phillips. Again, my boys who make my good crime dramas. The Fade Out is a 40s Hollywood story set just after World War II. And deals with the classic Hollywood actor problem, or not Hollywood actor problems, but Hollywood industry problems, where it's talking about the studio system and the Red Scare and the blacklist and all those famous things that happened, while also there being a mystery of murders. The ending's really good, but when I first bought this book, people online were like, the ending of this book is fucking dog shit. And I read it and I was like, I get why these people think the ending's dog shit, but I think that's because they don't get it, because the ending is a kind of forget it Jake is Chinatown ending of the main character gets to a point where he is so deep in the shit that he essentially has to winds up getting his ass pulled out of the shit and doesn't really ever fix the problem. It's just you have two options. You get to keep your life and your career, or you get to keep going down into this world. And he's and basically the entire murder mystery, but there's no big resolution to it. It's just these are the things that happened. You know them. You're stuck in this fucking gutter of a world. You are a writer. Too bad. And I liked it a lot. It's really genius.
Well, it's good that you liked it.
Yeah. So it's really cool. Anything by Brubaker and Phillips is going to be fucking rad, though. Honestly, they're great. That's Comics Corner. Now it's June time, baby. Me and Ian saw Dune this week.
We saw it the day before it came out.
We saw the Thursday late night release of it.
Yeah. Well, not even that late. It was 7. Yeah, so Dune
is really
good. Directed by Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
I keep fucking it up.
Yeah.
Written by Paul Herbert.
Frank Herbert.
Is
the author of the book.
Yeah, I think his kid's name is Paul.
No, Brian.
Brian, damn it. I think he has a kid named Paul. He has 5 kids.
Yeah. Anyway.
First of
two movies.
Yeah, but it's fucking 5 books.
Yeah, there's 5 books in the Dune.
And then there's 3 more, but they were written by his son.
There's more than 3 more.
There's 3 more that are specifically follow the same storyline or something. I don't know. I was talking to Dan about it. He knows a lot more. But as someone, it was nice to talk to Dan because he saw the movie the same day that we saw it. Because it came out on HBO Max as well.
Yeah, in the States only.
Yeah.
But he has it.
Yeah, no, so he watched it.
Yeah.
So I got to ask him some questions.
Yes.
Also, just full on, obviously.
Spoilers.
We're just going to fucking spoil Dune.
We're going to spoil, at the very least, the first half of Dune.
Yes. I think it's going to be more than 2 movies.
It's going to be 2, is what Villeneuve said.
Yeah.
It goes up to the halfway point of the first book.
I was told that it was 75%, but yeah, sure. That's fine. That's all right with me. I honestly thought they could have split it into more.
Yeah.
But so...
You think they might... So you think it might be that they do 3, and so in the second movie, they do the rest of the first book, the first half of Dune Messiah, and then they do another movie that's the second half of Dune Messiah or whatever?
So, you know how I was like, is Josh Brolin dead?
Yeah.
I asked Dan the same thing, thinking he would at least like know something from the book.
Yeah.
And he just goes, huh. He doesn't know either.
Oh.
Because we talked about this in the car.
Yep.
Because it's Josh Brolin, and also he's playing a very important like named character.
Yep.
Until we see a corpse,
assume he is dead.
It's Schrodinger's Brolin.
Yeah. I'm currently reading the book now.
Yeah.
Because I already owned it and seeing the movie made me want to. And I will tell you if he does die there in the book.
Okay, cool. Because it was really...
It's possible that he forgot. That Dan forgot.
Yeah, it's possible. It's a long book and he read it like years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I will tell you. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's probably dead.
So it's also the whole thing. Dune is has a lot of Christ stuff in it.
Yeah, well,
like Paul is Jesus.
Paul is a Messiah figure.
Yes, but it's what they talk about is they have this like ideal of like a powerful person that would eventually come or something.
Okay,
but then
here's the thing that we didn't get from the movie that I got from the book.
Okay,
because it's spelled out more. I think in the movie they mumble these lines because it made me go, oh, I think they said something like this in the movie, but I didn't get it. Paul's Messiah figure element is like in two ways. So in the church of the people that are manipulating the governments,
yes,
right? Those people, they're essentially they're only women, and they're like, if we can get a man who can do this, he's going to be a big deal because he can do all these things for us, right? And we're trying to selectively breed that from people within our church.
But because Jessica just went off and fucked.
So she was supposed to have a daughter, and then the daughter was supposed to have the character who's this Messiah figure. That's what the plan was. Instead, she has a boy who is this Messiah figure for them. But alternately, the church, being a manipulative group, fed a fake Messiah story to the Fremen on the planet, and so they think he is this person who is not a real person, who is not a real Messiah. They think he's this guy, and I mean that's how he ends up becoming in charge. I think this is
I think this is possibly something that they meant to just bring up into the second. Yeah, where they would like explain it more because this movie says so much like.
There's a lot of talking in this film, and a lot of it is not that audible.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, she shows up and she tests Paul.
Yep.
To make sure that like he doesn't misuse the power of his voice, but also definitely to be like, remember, you're subservient to me, sort of thing.
No, she tests him to see if he is a human, and not inhuman.
Mm. And then she's like, "You got defiance in your eyes, just like your father." Mm-hmm. So also, they didn't really go that deep into it. Clearly, the Atreides family, is like there's some problem they have. Like the emperor doesn't like them.
Yes, so they have a lot of support, which the emperor does not like because he thinks that could potentially bring a coup.
Yeah, and so he tries to snuff it out because it's like, you go to the Harkonnens.
Yeah.
And the Harkonnens are like, we take planets by force and we don't fucking care. You are lesser beings to us.
Yeah.
Our leader is Stellar Skatesport. But then, like, you get the Atreides.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, the reason why we are successful and have this beautiful home world that, like, generations upon generations of our family have lived in
is because we're like decent people.
We negotiate to like, I do this, like we need to do our titherance to the fucking emperor.
Yeah.
But other than that, we don't want to control you and like keep you. You are all subjects of the emperor. You are also therefore all subjects of our house. Mm-hmm. But we don't want to like enforce our ways of life.
Yeah, we want to like. We serve you type deal. You know what I mean?
They want it to be what a government should be.
Yeah.
But there's underneath the tyrannical rule. Mm-hmm. And then, so, yeah, they get support from the people. Then the Emperor doesn't like it. Sends them there on the basis that the Harkonnens would get pissed and, like, try and take back the planet and murder them. They're playing 5D chess.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's it's a movie that's more about the world building than it is necessarily about its own plot.
Yeah.
I would say, but that's also true of the book from what I read.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be one of those fucking things where, like, we'll get the next part and it's going to be, like, even closer to 3 hours, and they're going to be like, you got to watch the movies, like, back to back, or they put out a cut, like, a special, like, Blu-ray version of it, where it doesn't, that part
it just
at
doesn't
the end,
stop.
There's no fucking credits that start, like, after, like, he joins up with the Fremen to
it's
go
just
to
a
their
6
home.
hour long movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
I did too.
I've
been hearing mixed things from you, like, you know, creatives that I follow on Twitter are like amazing. Mm-hmm. From Dan, he was like, it was okay, and then Holly went and saw it as well, and I think she was more of the not like part. Mm-hmm. But she's also like she's also a creative.
Yeah, but it's
in film.
On top of that, it's also like a thing perfectly willing to alienate its own viewers, because it doesn't like,
it's not trying to be Star Wars.
It doesn't stop. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't stop. It's just like, it moves very slowly and deliberately.
Yeah. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah, but it works. Like, it's mostly people talking to each other until the ending.
I enjoyed the entire movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't sitting there
like, I wasn't bored.
There wasn't bad writing. There wasn't bad acting, is what I was going to say. Except for, you know.
Well, I
had my opinions about Timothée Chalamet, but he's fine.
I think that's intentional, honestly. Like, I think that's a purpose.
Yeah.
There's a purpose to him kind of seeming floaty in the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I think it really does work. Like, I think it's a good flick.
So do you know when he touches the wall there and he sees that future where he dies in the movie? Did you know, like, that's how his power works? Or that's not? I thought it was like he had some bullshit power he could do, like with the, like, because of the voice.
You mean when he's about to get in the fight and he dies in the fight?
Yeah.
Okay, I think because the phrase that is said over that. Okay, let me see if I'm right.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
The phrase that is said over that is, when you spill others' blood, you spill your own.
So it's that because he has to kill that guy, he technically
pieces of him die. So it's like a metaphor type deal. What is it? What is it actually?
So it's not. It wasn't more metaphorical. It's actually just how his power works. Because of his use of the voice, he can see into multiple futures.
Okay.
So he has future sight. Dan was like, the movie doesn't show up very well, and I'm like, well, you know why? Because it's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
And you can't just, like,
you can't just talk it.
It would be another movie fucking, like, level thing to show, like, oh, this is the manyest times he failed.
It's doing its best to show, not tell.
So he kind of does like the Doctor Strange thing,
where he saw the other universes and then he knew what the guy was going to do.
He looks into the futures where these are the ones that he has to go through. So him trying to get the guy to, like, give in was him on, like, a desperate plea of, like, I don't want to do this, and I'm giving you opportunities, because obviously it's like, it's the thing of, it's like, you know, one minor change can change an entire future. So he definitely looked up to the point where he's like had the guy in a stalemate, and he's like, either in that future the guy gives in or dies, and accepted that as it and went for it. And he does end up killing the guy because he has to, but, like, also him seeing, like, into the future where he's, like, now, like, a warmonger and, like, is trying to actually murder the Emperor.
I do think that's actually real.
I think that will happen, but from his perspective, it looked like he was, like, it kind of was framing it like, I'm doing this because I'm, like, a bloodthirsty murderer, or that he feels, or you kind of, like, because his eyes were getting blue, he might think that he was being corrupted by the spice or something.
Yeah. In the book, he's constantly talking or thinking about the fact that he has a terrible purpose, is what keeps coming to his mind. Like,
well, he also yells that at his mother in the tent in the movie. Is that she's like, if I wasn't born to you, I wouldn't have to deal with this bullshit.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, he has great purpose.
Yeah. And
he's gonna have to do some bad things one day.
Yes. And
I'm actually super excited for when he does that.
Yeah, because it's exciting. It's really intriguing, because if you don't know, I think Paul is the main character of at least the first two Dune books, which are Dune and Dune Messiah. I don't know if he's the main character of Children of Dune, which is the next one, but I know for a fact that his kid is the main character of God Emperor of Dune, in the next one, where he's like a leader who reigns for like 1,500 years or something like that.
Yeah, because shit's always going to go bad at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's always going to. Was you the one talking to me about the thing about suspense and a surprise or
yeah, I was telling you that on the way home.
Yeah,
I was saying so there's a great scene. First of all, one great scene in Dune that I want to point out is the scene where the bug flies in the room. I was talking to you on the way. It's like one of the most exciting scenes in a movie, and it's literally like a bug slowly floating through the middle of a room.
Oh, also, I was wrong about how the fucking shield thing they have works.
Yeah.
But I like my answer on how it works better. Mm-hmm. Which for the audience is that I think that it's just a bunch of like rapidly vibrating like waves. Yep. That doesn't stop something from hitting you, but slows it down so you have time to react and push away. Mm-hmm. Which is why Oscar Isaac, when he feels that dart that eventually kills him or paralyzes him, is like coming towards him, is he's panicking, trying to swat it away, but it's like caught in his field, so it's going to follow its trajectory.
Yeah,
but he's trying to stop it.
Yeah.
But instead, I think it was just like, no, it's just like a shield.
Like, I think you just press up against it long enough and then it goes through.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is really what it is.
Mm-hmm. And when it's red is like when it will make contact.
Yeah. One of the things I was going to say, though, is like the thing about suspense, the Alfred Hitchcock suspense quote is, there's a scene in this film where Oscar Isaac has a poison thing in his mouth and he can kill somebody with it.
But he just needs to wait for his moment.
He needs to wait for his moment. And we know that, but the other characters don't know that. And I was comparing that to the quote from Alfred Hitchcock, which is, suspense is when you have a scene where a bunch of people are sitting at the table and the camera pans down and you see a bomb under the table. That makes that scene. That's like, suspense is like you watch the conversation and you have information that the audience has information that the characters don't. And then they're waiting for the bomb to go off.
But since Oscar Isaac had a thing in his mouth and he knew it would happen.
Well, he knew, but Baron Harkonnen.
Yeah. So in this sense, Oscar Isaac was the
somewhat
audience.
suspenseful. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I understand why he's not dead. Mm-hmm. I think it's bullshit that he survived.
Yeah. I mean, he's all fucked up. Yeah. Do you want to know a thing that's like maybe a spoiler, but also like it's an old book?
Well, okay. Yeah. Kind of. Well, we've gone over this with like Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. Like when the remake was coming out. Because this is a new thing currently happening, you're not just spoiling the book.
I don't know if they're going to.
Movie.
Okay.
How important do you think it is to the overall plot?
I'm not sure because it's a thing I found out online, but I don't think it was. It was in the trivia of the IMDb.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
For this movie.
For this film.
Then absolutely.
Okay. So, I don't know if this means that they're just gonna go over this because they did not hint at it at all in the film. So maybe they're not going to include this detail in the sequel, but maybe they will. So don't fucking hate me if they do. Paul's mom, Jessica.
Yeah.
So because she was raised in the church, she doesn't know who her parents are because they selectively breed people, and sometimes it's going to include like incest and shit. So they shouldn't know who they're related to, right?
Yeah.
So her mom was raped by Baron Harkonnen, and she's the daughter of Baron Harkonnen.
So that means that
Paul is the grandson of Baron Harkonnen.
Okay.
I don't know if that's important. I can see why
they left that out.
Yeah. I don't know if that's important or not. They didn't hint at it. In the book, at the very beginning, they're like, he can never know his secret grandfather.
So it's selective breeding. So we're saying fucking eugenics.
Yeah. That's how they were. That's why they bred. That's how they.
So it was like, but it's like, was her mother a part of the church?
Yeah.
Because then wouldn't that mean she was in on the selective breeding?
Well, obviously you gotta know some of the selective breeding because you're fucking the person.
Yeah. I'm just saying if you get told by your fucking thing where it's like your genes are good and this guy's genes are good somehow.
Yep. We're gonna have you make a baby.
We're gonna have you make a baby. If she says no, then it's rape. Mm-hmm. But if she was like, fine, fuck a baby into me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's consent. What they're already doing is wrong.
Yeah.
So, fuck it. It was rape.
Yeah. From what I've been told, from what the thing said it was rape. So I don't know. Maybe Harkonnen was told to go after her or whatever. I don't know.
Or maybe Harkonnen was given the go ahead.
Yeah,
and then they just didn't bother to tell her.
Do
maybe she was like lower level or something.
And she didn't want to do it or whatever.
Or she was told, it's like, you're a member of this church, you will do it, whether you like it or not. So revoking her right to consent.
Exactly. But yeah.
Because obviously if she is told she has to do it and then she says, yeah, I'll do it.
That's not rape.
It's not rape. But if she's told you have to do it and she says, I don't want to do it, it's rape.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, that's Jessica's dad is Baron Harkonnen. And she doesn't know that. But the mother person did, and you saw her thoughts in the book. You see, she's like, oh, she can't know who her dad is.
I fucking hate that bitch.
She's terrible. She's not a great character.
She's supposed to be horrible, so I want her to die horribly. I want Paul to fucking
one of the
stab
things
her in the
that's
chest,
interesting,
or put her hand in the fucking box.
Yeah.
Don't know what that box trap did.
It activates your nerve endings.
Your like whole nerve endings and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the book, the thing that's really interesting that they didn't do in this movie. In the book's constantly like foreshadowing, and when I say foreshadowing, sometimes you're like, it's hinting at it. In the book, the second chapter of the book, the second thing that happens, this happens after the hand in the box, but before the conversation right after. Okay?
Uh-huh.
We cut to Baron Harkonnen being like, and I've got the doctor betraying them, and this is going to happen, and we're going to kill them on this planet. Like, it's literally the second thing that happens tells you everything that's going to happen in the book.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting.
Better.
I don't know if it's better, honestly, because, like, knowing what happens makes the details make more sense. If you're like, these are the things that are going to happen in this order, you're like, okay, so now everything that's happening in between makes more sense. And, like, the cool thing is at the start of every chapter, there are quotes from, like, in-universe books written in the future talking about it. So they're like, before we meet the doctor, at the top, there's a little quote, and it's like, the doctor betrayed the whole family, and everybody since hates him. Like, fuck him, it says the rest of history. But, like, in the book itself, obviously, like, the story has sympathy for the doctor character, right? Because he's not doing this because he wants to or whatever.
He's doing it because he's being manipulated.
Exactly.
Because he's fucking stupid and he doesn't know about tropes of movies.
Exactly. But the future, like how he is remembered by history is as a piece of shit, which is interesting. I like the way it works in the book. I also like the movie. It definitely, everything makes more sense the more you know about it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the movie was good.
The movie was good. Yeah. I liked it. Go see it. Support weird shit. Also, The French Dispatch came out the same day, and yet it's not playing near me because God fucking damn it.
Limited theaters?
Yeah.
That sucks.
It's only playing downtown. But I really want to see the movie. It looks so good.
Yeah, but I don't want to go to downtown because downtown sucks.
Yeah. And me and Ian are probably going to go see fucking Eternals right when that comes out. So we'll talk about that on here. I know you can't get enough of your fucking Marvel content, public. You pieces of shit.
Oh, I clearly can, because there's no fucking way I'm watching Hit Monkey.
Well, that's not in the MCU.
Yeah.
But you can watch Hawkeye. But of course, I will watch.
I will watch.
I mean, I'm going to fucking whip my dick out every time they're like, a thing. If somebody says the word Hawkeye in the show, I'm going to be like, 10 out of 10. Big dick. They also have apparently one of the characters from that book, the showed up in a new little trailer they put out. They had the character Kazi, who is like really fucked up in that comic. Yeah, you'll see when you read it. But yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for listening and or watching to this show, everybody. We love making it for you. So please go to youtube.com/NAScomedy to see all of them. And you know what? Can I get all of you right now, right this second, I don't give a fuck. You gotta rewatch every episode. Re-listen to every episode from the beginning. God damn it.
Damn, well, no,
It's been 2 years, guys. Can you believe it? And we're still getting a solid 5 views per episode. God bless.
Fuck yeah.
Sick dab. Yeah. So yeah, thanks so much, guys, though. If you want to see more of us, you can see more of us by fucking doing whatever you did to see this, guys. I don't need to fucking tell you. I don't know. We're on audio. We're on YouTube. And if you want to follow me, I'm at The Media Hole on Twitter, at The Media Hole on TikTok, at twitch.tv/The Media Hole, and www.whenyourballs.get-stuck-to-your-leg.tumblr.com. If you want to follow Ian, he's at StrugglesV on everything. He recently came under fire for saying that Superman should be trans instead of bi.
But then still straight.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Does Superman take HRT?